All right, everyone, hello and welcome to episode 55 of Passion Project, the speedrunning gaming variety show that encourages anyone and everyone in the speedrunning competitive gaming communities to showcase their passions in games. My name is Amber Cyprin. I will be your host tonight, and if you've got a passion project of your own, go to gdq.gg/hotfix, find the How section near the top of the page, and click the link to submit it to the show. So whether that's grinding speedruns, learning and routing new categories, or breathing new life into a game in unconventional ways, Passion Project is the best place on Twitch to show the world what you love the most in speedrunning and gaming. Before we get started with the showcase that we have planned for tonight, I do want to remind everyone that if you're looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, you can join the official Games Done Quick Discord and add the Hotfix role to yourself in order to stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. Use !Discord and Twitch chat for invite and more information. And also, awesome Games Done Quick 2026 is going to be live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania from January 4th through the 10th. Registration's open, so be sure to register if you want to experience the event in person. Maybe you'll be able to do it during the loading screens of our first game tonight, but visit gdq.gg for more information on that. Tonight on Passion Project, we're showcasing a small appetizer of the schedule of a grassroots marathon that's coming up in 2 weeks. It's going to be Fast Pace for Pride 2025, hosted by the Fast Pace Events team. We've got 3 runs from that schedule, count them, 3 of them, for all of you to get hyped for that community's event happening on November 28th over at Fast Pace Events Twitch channel. So right now, I'm joined by Labyrinth to show off Sonic 06 Silver's story with no credits warp, and later on we'll have Spence Speedruns and Waifu on for Devil May Cry, and the King's Pride rounding things out with Armored Core 6. Labyrinth, thank you so much for being here tonight on the show, and I sincerely mean that. How are you doing tonight?
No problem. I'm doing okay. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was not the original plan, so we're very thrilled to have Silver's story on for tonight, and that's going to be the closer over at Fast Pace for Pride, but it'll be a race format instead, right?
Yeah, no, it's going to be me and Focusite. Kind of the old guard versus the new guard. We've raced before on Twitch streams, but never for a marathon, so it's be interesting.
Oh yeah, like I think it's going to be a good showcase all the same. But yeah, we've got tons of load screens ahead of us. I know that like the leaderboards are load remove times, but we have to deal with them tonight. Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and get started whenever you're ready?
Yeah, this is Silver. He's a quirky little guy. He's also very slow. His platforming is meant to be kind of more puzzle bent with lifting objects and whatnot, but that hasn't stopped us from going fast.
Oh, yeah.
Time starts on go.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck. Have fun. And may the telekinesis work in your favor.
Oh, I sure hope it does. As a start off, we're going to play Crisis City. We're going to stand on a rock. That's about it. More specifically, we're going to stand at a pretty steep incline and then throw it while it's under our feet. That's called a telethrow, and it's basically the central tech that underlies the entire story. And we're done. It allows Silver to throw objects and stand on them after they've been thrown and kind of aim them as well. So, huge trick. There's Blaze over there. Hi. We don't actually play as her. We can do a series of frame perfect tricks called levitation extensions to basically regain our gauge as we hover over and around the Blaze trigger. Because, there's another rock.
And so unfortunately we don't play as Blaze here just because I think her moveset is really cool in 06.
We do see her twice later, but not here. She was faster for a very long time until Telethrow came around. It's like, oh, you could just do that. We do play as Blaze for like half a second here. I buffered an input into this load screen so that it occurs first frame so I can hit this load trigger back to Silver a second faster. And wouldn't you know it, another rock. Very conveniently placed next to where you play a Silver. And that's Crisis City.
I love when we have control over any of the characters in the results screens. It's great.
Yeah, you still have the menu, but if you swap characters and then do not hit a checkpoint after, that's what causes it. Why? I don't know.
Also, yes, chat, the load screens are going to be longer than some of the acts we have in these stages because telethrow and the various tech that Silver has available to him is actually absurd.
It really is. What else is absurd is the bosses. This guy isn't so bad, but I do have to be kind of careful. When I am throwing objects at Iblis specifically, they have a tendency to create explosions that future objects can come out. So I have to stagger my throws just a little bit in order to actually make all 3 objects connect 3 times. And here I'll be going for a trick known as bonus cycle. Normally you usually can't hit him while he's gearing up for this attack. You can sneak a couple in there.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Hit about like 3 to 4 seconds.
Don't let your guard down, Silver.
Looks
And
cool.
also a very good grab on those little meteor balls that he throws at you, too.
The good old Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs.
I mean...
I see it now, and I'm
Yeah.
actually kind of mad about it. I'm not going to unsee them.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It's what we've always called them. With Cocoa Puffs. They'll make a return in the final boss. This guy will be back. Now we're going back to the present where things are sufficiently more green. And the rocks, instead of being rocks, they have like moss on them and stuff. I think it looks pretty cool.
So how long have you been running Sonic 06? Because you mentioned that the race for Fast Pace for Pride is a bit of old guard versus new guard. And I know Focus has been in 06 for years and years.
Older guard.
Yeah, okay.
I've been here for like 5 years.
Okay.
But it still feels like I'm newer relative to him.
Right.
So.
Where's Trigger? Where is he? First, I need to gather information.
We're both vets at this point.
Yeah, and I know you've seen
Which is
like a
still
development of
kinda
tech
weird to say.
over the years as well. And I can't remember, do you run other categories besides Silver, or do you just run Silver?
Silver's my main category, but I have a run for most of the main board categories. And hey, look, a rock. This time we turned a corner by using a different incline on the same object. And this is not exclusive to rocks. It's like, well, we've got 4 rocks so far. Like, what, there's no rocks here. Like, what are we gonna do?
Based on how long I charge my cycle.
First, we're gonna kill this enemy because that guy's annoying. Oh, that did break the wall.
Who needs a rock when you've got a box?
Yep, any incline at all. So you can just tilt this a little bit, and you're done.
I'm genuinely impressed at how precisely y'all can actually manipulate like the angles of the rocks to be able to telethrow in the directions that you need to go in.
Yeah, that's part of the kind of art of the run is aiming. It's kind of multivariate, but it makes sense. So during this cutscene, I'm going to buffer an input so that, again, it happens first frame. And this will break Blaze out of the automation that you're normally sent through a loop. But we don't want to be in that automation. We want to use the loop for other nefarious purposes.
The Iblis trigger. A blue hedgehog.
So loops in this game are splines, just like rails. And in the 360 version of the game, you can target loops as well as rails.
Whee!
But sometimes you miss, and you just save about, I don't know, 45 seconds doing that. There are crazier ways to do this level, and you will see them come FPFP from Focus. Not from me, but from Focus. There is more than one way to skin a cat, so to speak.
Someone cover Blaze's
the cat
ears. She doesn't need to hear that.
It's like every time.
Can't complete plain.
Coming up normally would be a mission. There are a few town missions or like little side questy things that aren't main stages, but still you've got to do them. Some of them. Coming up would be mission 8. And it's just a little combat mission, but like you have to load into the mission, and then you got to do the mission, which takes about a minute, and then you got to like sit through another load screen while you load back into Castletown, which is the longest area in the game to load into, and then you get to go to Dusty Desert. Well, if the lift exploit didn't exist,
Maybe I'll talk to some
we'd have
people
to
in
do
the
that.
town.
So instead of talking to people in the town like Silver suggests, we just like pick up a box. Because that solved our problem last time, right?
Oh yeah, boxes are the answers to all our problems, and when it's not a box, it's a rock.
Yeah. So we shove this snugly in the corner here, and then I'm going to lift myself through the ceiling and just jump. Thankfully, the portal, before you have to do the mission before it, is still active, so you just skip mission 8. Now the setup for this one blew my mind when I first saw it. Shoutouts to DSS, Darkspan Sonic. Incredible glitch hunter.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of came out of the ether when Telethrow was found this one, and promptly disappeared.
That sounds like DSS, honestly. Over all the years that I've been in the Sonic community for speedruns, like he used to be a lot more active, but now he just kind of shows up when either a new game or tech for an old game is found, and just like figures out how to break things with it, and then arrives, raises hell, and leaves.
So what I'm gonna do is take one of these pots. Ooh, that's inbound.
Just you wait, Iblis Trigger.
So I'm gonna try and stay out of bounds to manipulate a pot that is inbound to go where I want it to. Yeah, this is fast enough to where the pots won't get hit by the robot. Wait for that sand wave. Across the other side. And since the pots aren't breakable while I'm holding them, I just want one, please. Thank you. I mean, all I need is one. I mean, you gave me 2. I'm like, I don't need it.
Like, I appreciate it, but you're in the way.
Oh, there's another incline. There is a kill ceiling here. It's quite inconvenient. But because they just decided to wrap this entire stage in a box of kill plane. But it allows you to skip literally everything. The only intended thing we did in Dusty Desert was open the first door. That's it.
I remember the old way of running this stage where you would basically go through the whole stage almost normally, and then you'd have to like do the glitch through the door, the top of the door, instead of doing the ball puzzle, and just seeing this entire stage skipped now is beautiful.
It really is. IKEA hates this next boss. We get to fight Sonic. Not really much to this boss except for the fact that you don't want to pick up rings, and you want to finish in 13 seconds or slower. Otherwise, you get a second gold medal, and that adds another 5.5 seconds. So, just help this guy with furniture, but not too fast.
Now I'm serious. That hurt. Here I come.
Very nice.
That should be a 13 or a 14. Yeah. And so we tank our time bonus just enough to be under 30k.
Looks like I'm on a roll.
So you don't have to worry about getting a gold medal for getting an S rank, and that saves a bit of time, at least RTA.
Yeah. It is possible to get a time on Sonic that will save time and tank the S rank. It is not a but. I think there's a couple sub 6s floating there on the IL boards, but those are very luck dependent. Sometimes the objects hit Sonic twice as one object. And if you get enough of those, you can just kind of pick everything up and then chuck everything at him, and then the boss is over. coming up here, we would have one of the most useful casual upgrades in the game, Shock Bracelet, which is really useful for combat, but it is actually a hindrance in the rest of the run, because that means you can't hold the X button and regain gauge midair without doing like a little ground pound AoE thing, and you just plummet straight down. So instead of solving that puzzle with the Shock Bracelet, and take this sign. Hopefully we flip it over. Not like that. Let's get done. Actually, no. That scared me. Sometimes the camera can flip on you. There we go. I have theories as to how that works.
Oh my god.
But it does. You just walk at the wall with the sign there.
I'm sorry that my mic was muted and chat didn't get to hear my laughter, because just the fact that a sign lets us do that is genuinely incredible. I love this game as a speed game.
It's so
It's
fun.
full of nonsense.
Also, there's a gap here. It's not a clip. It's just a gap.
Also, we are finally joined by our commentator, Wonderland. How are you doing? I'm sure we'll find out how Wonderland's doing momentarily, but I remember just struggling in my casual playthrough of 06 like years ago, just trying to do the snowboard section, like the chase with Sonic, and just getting got by like the fact that like the snowboard gets caught on things. I struggled to like maintain speed. It was certainly a thing, but being able to be on foot as Blaze is so much nicer, like from a casual perspective.
It is. Even from like a speedrunner perspective. There are things we do to break snowboarding that make you go much faster, but unfortunately you cannot slow down as a consequence. So it's a different kind of challenge. This stage used to be like Walking Simulator 2020. Yeah, 2020. When focused.
There's some laughter. There we go.
Found.
Wonderland, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us.
I am okay. I'm excited to watch this.
I love 06 speedruns. It's been a while since I've watched Silver's story. I've seen Sonic's more recently, I think, and Shadow's more recently.
Yeah.
But like seeing the new tech that has happened with Silver, particularly telethrow, is delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's so interesting how Silver in this game is like an entirely different game
Oh yeah.
from anything else in the series. That was so cool.
And if I recall,
Everything else.
if I recall, the engine for this game that allows like all the physics of the objects and everything, I think is later like later revision is used for like Breath of the Wild's like ragdoll physics and object physics as well.
It is.
Oh,
It's happening.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Havoc Engine. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, this is like one of Havoc's first big games, from what I remember.
It sounds
And I
accurate.
remember like, yeah,
Guard, huh?
it kind of caught on.
Just try and stop
They really like their physics engine. You'll see that more in the next mission after this boss.
Oh,
6. You have to wait after batches of 6 for them to fall off.
oh, interesting.
Someone in chat is asking, are you
gonna
supposed to be able to throw objects that you're standing on? Because I believe that answer should probably be a no.
I went short.
They're locked onto you. Shake them off.
No, but usually what happens when you do, if like the object is just a flat surface, like you're standing on top of a box, you just kind of jump off of it for whatever reason. But I think the incline we stand at does make it a little more possible to stick to the object instead of just the object going down and you going up.
I see. That makes sense. I remember when I was playing this game casually, I tried to do all like the silver, like some of the silver tech, and I just did not understand how it worked fundamentally.
Yeah, the run gets a lot wackier without objects even. After we play a little bit of Amy, I wish we could skip this. We on very good technical grounds just cannot skip this Amy.
And I've heard Amy's dreadful.
Yeah.
I swear throughout this mission, I am moving as fast as I can. And out of every attack, I am moving as soon as I can. Just trust me.
Amy feels like the most unfinished character in this game.
She has invisibility, I guess.
I don't understand why either. It didn't make any sense to me. It's is she supposed to be a stealth character? What's happening here?
I don't know. You sneak up behind people and bonk them, I guess. What's stopping me from just doing this?
You have the longest landing frames post-attack. Not landing, lag frames post-attack.
Yeah, if you miss that double hit, and or this upcoming double hit, you lose a second because your attack animation is just that long.
That makes sense, yeah. I do wonder if it was meant to be an evolution of how you're supposed to run away from Zero in Sonic Adventure Amy's story.
Probably.
But you can just whack him in the face anyway. So
yeah. All right. Time for another mission where you sneak into the station. But we have our own way of sneaking into the station to get to Radical Train. Believe it or not, the skip I'm about to do saves about 5 seconds if you cut all the load screens from the mission itself. This saves probably around a minute-ish RTA. But it's still done because it is still technically faster. But regardless, we got to get the Heart of Wind. The Heart of Wind is the funniest power-up ever. Let's Silver do a little teleport dash. You press the A button twice. And it's really stubby, and it stops after 10 frames. But if you hold X on the last frame of that teleport dash, and only the last frame, you will keep that teleport dash speed for as long as X is held.
Now Silver can schmoove.
Oh, yeah. And if you can schmoove at a corner, kind of like this one.
Oh.
I love seam shenanigans.
Yeah, no, with enough speed and the right kind of, wall geometry, you can clip through just about anything in this game.
That makes sense.
And Silver, with Heart of Wind, is just a speed machine. Now, we've seen rocks, lots of them. We've seen boxes. We've seen a little bit of ancient ceramics. But this is my favorite. I think this is a crowd favorite.
I'm not going to let the Iblis trigger get away.
Oh my god, we're Minecrafting. We got the shovel now.
Yeah, this is the Riders DLC nobody asked for.
This is the... No, give me Sonic Racing Crossworlds the shovel extreme gear, please.
Yeah, Steve will ride the shovel instead of the minecart.
Or if you use the right decals on the minecart, you could probably paint a shovel onto the minecart.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Close enough, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and that's Radical Train, by the way. The technique I use to just basically extend the teleport dash is called the super extended teleport dash. And when you have really high gaps and you have a very long distance and very big space in which to fall, you can go very fast, almost indefinitely. Well, until you hit the ground. This is Shadow. This is a terrible boss fight.
You machine gun him. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but sometimes the machine gun
doesn't quite work out.
He just self-damaged. The train cars, they deal damage. Oh, that was a good match.
Okay.
these barrels like to run into each other. They also like to lift Shadow off into the distance instead of breaking.
Oh, that's not good.
And if you and Shadow is not smart enough to jump back over the train.
Can he get stuck?
Yeah, he gets like stuck like over on the other side of the train, and then you have to restart the fight.
Oh, is it a soft lock? Oh no.
It's a soft lock, but fortunately, that did not happen. It kind of almost happened, but it didn't.
That's good.
He got really close to the train and really high, and I was kind of scared. But now for aquatic base. Actually, no. Very important cutscene.
Very important
Oh,
cutscene.
yes.
I'm watching.
Yes.
Very
yeah.
important cutscene. Grab your popcorn.
Everyone's favorite meme.
Chaos control.
Yeah, that's all you need
Now
to see.
that we've knocked some sense into Silver, quite literally. Like, we can enjoy some of the best music in the game.
For about 10 seconds if I do it right.
Yeah.
Every character trivializes the first half of their aquatic base, and Silver is no exception.
Oh.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
That hasn't happened in a while.
There we go.
Those enemies look like they're guarding that door. Let's start by
No,
getting
we don't have to get rid of anything. Yeah, about 10 seconds. Checks out.
GG. Nice. Not GG, but...
The second half of this level is most of it. Silver is actually the only character out of the three hedgehogs that interacts with the giant balls, because for him it's actually kind of fast. Actually, you don't need to interact with the first one. I'm going to do something relatively new.
Okay.
Excited. Oh, no way out this
seconds of
spike.
Actually, oh no, oh.
That was unfortunate.
That was a very unfortunate bounce.
Yeah, no, but you could do that. You have 4 seconds of invuln when you get damaged in this game.
That's a lot.
So
It's a lot.
so generous, and it kind of needs it sometimes.
Because the grounded get up animation is like 2 of those 4 seconds.
I see. So, are you getting damaged like in the air, so you don't have to take the ground and get up animation?
Correct. It is a strat to try and get damage while airborne. Oh yeah, just another corner.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Now we're over here. And now for one of 2 required combat sections in the game. Not having the shock bracelet makes dealing with these birds a little harder, but so I think as long as we stay down, it'll be fine. You can kind of whiteboard eraser the birds with the worms. Oh, one? Really? Okay, that's fine.
So I have a question regarding the combat. So if there's like nothing to pick up and you have to kill something, is there like an attack Silver has to hit them?
If you can stun an enemy, you could just pick it up and drop it and it dies.
And like it's like a stun slap, or it's like a stunning move he has, right?
Yeah, there's just a default stun slap. It is the same range as Amy's hammer.
Yeah, so you have to get really up close and personal with it.
I see.
Well, one of them makes sense. One is like an arm slapping. The other is an entire hammer separate from your body. Why are they the same size? One is also attached to a more mobile character. You ever seen those videos where like Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing?
Oh, I love those videos.
Awesome.
They're so good.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. This upcoming mission, one of 4 in a row, is about Anna because she knows the secret. She's being chased by like robots. So we have to protect Anna. And so this is an escort mission. It's like, oh, you got to get the enemies out of the way, or else she won't move forward.
I appreciate that we get a single frame of A, and then right back to loading screen.
Yeah,
we got way more of that coming down the pipe. There's 4 of these.
I have a guess. So I assume the enemies will not spawn if you don't move.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, if you just walk away from your problems, everything is solved.
That's
not
awesome.
real advice, but it works here. But you can also targetedly spawn these enemies in to kind of move her along a little bit faster.
That's cool. Does she like run away from the enemies, and if they're behind her, she'll run forward faster? Or...
Yes. It takes about a second every time you do it.
Nice. That's cool.
And I guess I'll show off some of the content behind the invis wall.
Ooh, content.
You never go here in the mission, like, at all.
Yeah.
But there's, like, NPCs placed here. Like, Bob McFloaty. Let me just get up there, please.
Wait, what?
Thank you.
My guy is floating.
It's Bob McFloaty.
Like, is he okay?
And there are all these people.
Why is this town populated?
I mean, we've got a
I
guy
don't know.
talking to a clone of himself right here, so.
And 4
that's true.
partners.
It's like they're either identical twins or they are,
They just chose to match that.
yeah, or they chose to match that day.
Yeah.
I've seen videos where, like, you know, a bunch of people will meet up and, like, their partners
That was easy.
are, like all coordinate with each other to trick their spouses into wearing the same outfit. So that as they all start arriving to a restaurant, they all see they'll all see like all the guys are, you know, one half of each couple will sit there and just realize what has happened as they see that they're all wearing the same shirt or something, and it's really funny.
That is really funny.
So I'm pretty sure just Soliana would have that going for it.
So back in the olden days of RTA, there was a trick that DSS invented that skipped these next 3 missions, but it takes a while to perform. And the missions themselves don't take that long if you don't count the loads.
I see. It's interesting how much it changes.
Yeah, trial skip is one of the hardest tricks I've ever encountered.
Oh yeah, trial
That
skip.
not upon my worst enemy. but hey, we might see it later. Not for me though. I've never hit it. I've always done the trials, and they are faster loadless. So go loadless.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
and the boards use all
before-
this now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember before the leaderboards moved from RTA to loadless. I do remember trial skip, and I remember it being a massive pain.
Thankfully, instead of
what the-
unlocking the cage to free Blaze, you could just get the cage with Blaze. And I guess that's good enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just use that box to kind of create a little corner between the box and the cage.
That makes sense, yeah.
Looks like I'm
Creating your own corner flip is like the most silver thing ever.
It really is.
I just love that we wave dash once we get the Heart of Wind. Just spend all our time in the overworld just wave dashing from place to place.
Yeah.
I'm doing most of the time, if I'm like canceling it into an uphill slope or just doing it across the ground, that's not intended either. That's a teleslide. If you press A twice fast enough, you're not going to get any airtime. You just cancel all your speed into the ground. And if you let go of the control stick, you basically retain all the speed, but you kind of have ground acceleration there. Also, this is a multiple choice test, but the answers never change. Yeah, it's just some weird word association stuff about Sonic not being the bad guy this time, and Yeah, that's the plot.
Because Silver needs someone to draw a picture for him. Someone not named Mephiles to draw a picture for him.
Yeah. How can he say so many bad words, but like he has no mouth? What is he doing yapping?
That's a great question.
Perfect.
I mean, I think that
like his muzzle like moves.
yeah, his muzzle
but
like
there's no
inflates and deflates when he talks, but he has no mouth. He has no mouth, and he must scream.
Yeah, it's genuinely so cool. It kind of freaked me out when I was younger, not gonna lie.
And now we're on to trial number 3. This one's cool. This is a combat mission, but there are no like just objects that are around. You have to kind of use all the enemy ammo, and you have to stun the enemies as well to actually do your job. So we're just gonna walk here because if we run, they're prone to shoot less missiles.
That makes sense. Oh, so it's like it's almost like you have limited ammo.
At least when trying to go fast, yeah. Like, they will, like, constantly shoot projectiles over time, like, casually, but you could still just make use of the projectiles or even just try to stun most of the enemies. I don't think you can stun the larger enemies, can you? Like, the big ones with, like, the orange core?
They have to drop their arms.
Okay.
Like...
How have I not thought of making the A be a text tone on my phone? Thank you, chat, for giving me a wonderful idea. I used to use like the ring collection sound or even like the Chaos Emerald sound from like the classic series. But
that would be a good.
I hadn't thought of A just to freak people out.
Yeah, especially if someone texts you.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of what a text notification is. Fundamentally, like someone says, "Hey."
So I'm gonna safety save here because the last 3 levels, the last 2 levels in the last boss, we're coming up to the end of it here, are notoriously difficult. Kingdom Valley Flame Core and good old Iblis 3. Well, Iblis 3 isn't difficult; he's just a pain in the butt. For a reason I'll cover later. The Kingdom Valley has 2 very make or break tricks back to back. One is the tele-launch, which looks a little different than a tele-throw. It is much older, and I think it's pretty cool in contrast with tele-throw. Do I know how it works? I do. I know how to do it. Oh, now we have no, we don't have a rock buddy. Sometimes you can get the rock in a state where you can't put it down, and thus you have a rock buddy. Follow you around wherever you go. But ideally, this happens.
Wow.
Ideally, you get a super extended teleport dash, which I missed the frame there. I'm just gonna have to
meander to this guy.
Over this. Yeah, this kill plane that surrounds this area is actually surprisingly tall.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to keep a lot of height before I actually descend back in bounds.
That makes sense.
And that eagle would take me up there, but we can come from above. It's fine. Now, normally, in the speedrun, in a casual playthrough, you switch to Sonic after killing these enemies, and then back to Silver. For a long time, we used to just skip switching back because Sonic with Purple Gem was basically a moon jump and was the fastest way to complete the stage. But now with Telethrow, we have Sonic Scope.
Ideally, Silver goes to space.
Yeah, ideally.
Silver space program.
Gotta navigate around the second invisible wall. Nice. And you just retain that horizontal speed until you let go of the stun slap. And now, for the first time in a very long time, Oh, thank goodness. We finished the level as the correct character.
Yay!
I can't believe it.
Looks like I'm on a roll.
It's full circle.
It really did come full circle. The Sonic skip.
Yeah,
gems are cool,
it went from Sonic
but-
skip to Silver skip, or sorry, Silver skip to Sonic skip.
Yeah. It's like Silver skip or something.
It is Silver skip. SSS.
So Flamecore is like, what if we took every hard thing about every level and just shoved it in a blender and put it on fire?
I'm coming.
Everything really comes together. Their 4 seconds been long. Go away, bird. You can tell this box on this item capsule.
Oh, that's neat.
Get out of my way.
And this saves a good chunk of time when we're playing most level, but we do have to get off a little early. Nice.
No matter how many of you come, it's a waste of time.
And yes, every time you see Silver moving through the air abnormally fast, that is frame perfect. Thankfully, it's the same frame every time. It is learnable. It is not impossible, but it's really cool. Fairly precise.
Yeah, it is kind of like a wave dash, as Amber said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also,
But it's like a Bowser wave dash.
I have just successfully, after typoing Sonic as Wonic, changed my notification tone on my phone to A. I had
That's
to go.
awesome.
I had to go find the
That's
soundbite. It's like, hold on, I need to go do this.
I don't think anyone has done this next one in a marathon before. So
Ooh.
Ooh.
this is like the most recent telethrow to be incorporated into runs. This was a focus find, and it kind of lay dormant until like, well, we're running out of stuff. Let's make Flamecore even harder than it already is. So you have to manually rotate this box a little more.
That seems really difficult, because I know like for a lot of
And
the other
then you gotta
rotations-
move it to
Sorry.
this item capsule stuff.
Yeah.
I think this angle's good, but there's a very generous. That's what happens if you don't walk forward after the throw. Every time I telethrow, I'm walking a teensy bit forward. I'll try this again. That felt good.
This movement to get there is so cool, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
I guess I'm using the wood one now.
Is there a difference?
Lasers can break this one.
Yeah.
That's a little scary.
That to be fast/lucky. It is in a better spot to grab.
Okay.
The steel box could have just bounced off. I'll try it one more time. Because the level as like we used to do it is still pretty cool. It used to be like a very difficult gauntlet of just a bunch of frame perfect stuff. Really cool movement showcase. Unfortunately, this is faster. Like, that's one of the things. Like sometimes you skip a little. I don't trust that one.
Come on,
Yeah,
Craig.
that's
Skip a
kind
little too
of
much.
that's kind of how speedrunning goes sometimes. Is that sometimes cool stuff gets routed off, and sometimes cool stuff replaces it.
Sometimes that cool stuff is obnoxiously difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll try it one more time. The steel box respawns because it's not breakable.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, objects, if they just go far away enough, just go back to where they were if they are not breakable or unbroken. and just taken too far. Actually, no, I think Sam was cooked, right? No. But yes, I have had to do this at the end of runs. No, I do not like it. But yes, it is really cool.
Mhm.
Because it's like, well, this stage is like mostly indoors. Like you're in a lot of tight corridors. Like, what? Where are you gonna?
Oh.
I'll just do it from the top without it. It's fine.
What is that thing?
Yeah, that trick looks really stressful to do near the end of a good pace.
Yep.
Yeah, you always want your really difficult stuff to be front-loaded so that your resets are, when you're like grinding for PB, it's like your resets are much easier to have to deal with. And it's like, nah, like 40 minutes into a 50-minute run, would you like a really awful trick?
Yeah. It's pretty cool to clutch it out, but...
Oh, absolutely. Like when things go right, it feels great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree, chat. This is a really cool speed game. Like, if you love like trick heavy and glitch heavy speed games, like this is genuinely one worth looking into.
I agree. Specifically, there are diamonds in the rough for Sonic and Shadow as well. Like, they may be more like quote unquote movement, but definitely worth looking at those stories as well. 06 in general is just a really fun speed game. I mean, instead of going up and around to dismantle that giant meteor, we're just going to use it to get damage in the air. We'll go through another door.
That's so cool. So out of curiosity, what did you skip by doing that?
There's a whole huge platforming sequence that gets you up to the top of that giant meteor, and then you have to hit a little mark on top of it, and then there's a little cinematic that plays, and then the lava drains out of the room and the door opens. So it saves about, I don't know, maybe a minute.
I see. That's huge.
Yeah. Unfortunately, for all the medals, which requires you to collect all 10 silver medals in every stage, there's one locked behind that meteor. So it's a little unfortunate. All right. This is what I call the flaming pachinko machine, because the time you get is determined by these random trajectories that so that's 3. I'll go for wave manip, actually. Why not?
Yeah, I remember you talking to me about wave manip. It's like a consistent manipulation that saves time over bad RNG, but loses time to good RNG, something like that.
Yeah.
I should probably mute my phone.
11.
I've set the text notification because it just went off in my hand, like, hey. And I'm like, oh God, right, I just did that.
So I'm gonna try and just get one more hit.
These Cocoa Puffs look bigger than I remember. And flamier than I remember.
Flaming hot Cocoa Puffs.
Oh no! Do not
goodness.
flaming hot cheese dust the Cocoa Puffs, please.
He sends out waves of flames, one after the other. To predict the next
So this is why it's called wave manip. The less health Iblis loses, the less waves he'll send out in this part of the fight. So he'll walk towards the platform a little faster. It saves about 6 seconds. However, you do want a minimum, gonna be below half before this next attack. Okay, that's good.
I can't get over the one
We're
that
in
just
line
like
for the-
went off into the corner and was just like, nah, I'm not hitting anything today.
Yeah, many such cases. Also, they put puffs behind the platform that are intended to fall off into the abyss, I guess.
Fascinating. Can you pick them up before they fall?
Yeah, we've got 2 of them.
Nice.
Oh, I forgot to do the funny strat. Oh, it's okay. Time is gonna end when this final attack connects back to Iblis.
from a distance this time. Here it comes, Silver.
Yeah. We get it. I always thought this was so cool casually playing. You just catch this.
Oh yeah, no, it's super
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Time.
GG.
GG.
Cool. Is that like a 47?
I believe so. That was about a low 47.
I mean, given Flight Core, that's fine.
Oh yeah, like well within the estimate. We take those.
I mean, we tabled the trick to be done in the marathon coming up later.
Yeah.
I'll be racing Focus in this very category, so you get 2 chances at the awesome thing that goes through the ceiling.
Yeah, and that will be the closer of Fast Pace for Pride 2025. So that's going to be starting at around 9 p.m. Eastern on the 30th of November. So that'll be the Sunday night and the finale of the overall marathon. So that's going to be really cool to look forward to. I will be there partly because I'm the head organizer of Fast Pace events, but also because I'd want to see it anyways.
Yeah, be there. I know Wonderland on commentary. Thank you
Of course.
for being here despite all this stuff.
Yeah, for full disclosure.
He's also going to be doing
Yeah,
a run,
like Wonderland was supposed to
on
run
that
Sonic Adventure
Friday.
DX today, but Wonderland has had a no good, terrible, very bad day. So Labris was very gracious and was very flexible and was already going to be commentating for SatX today or Sonic Adventure DX. And was like, I can run Silver Story since I'm already in the marathon. And I'm like, beautiful, because this was supposed to be focused on runners from the Fast Pace for Pride 2025 schedule. Labris is one of them. So Wonderland was like, I'm glad to have you here on commentary. And I'm glad that nothing else can hurt you tonight. The horrors of tonight are over. So
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, it was kind of got me because like
the fire alarm
disaster. Yeah, I spilled like 180 degrees Fahrenheit water on my thumb. Trying to make somebody tea today because I work at Starbucks, and then I get home. I'm about to do the run despite my thumb hurting, and then the fire alarm goes off right as I'm about to check in, and my entire apartment building. Oh, by the way, there is no fire.
Yeah, everything is actually okay, but still, it's been a day. So.
Everything is fine.
Do y'all have any final words you want to say as we wrap up and move into Devil May Cry?
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, the speed game is sick. I've been running this forever, and I really like it. Thank you, GDQ, for having us again. And stick around not just for more runners right now, but also stick around for Fast Pace for Pride. I think that's a really good lineup too.
All right, everyone, welcome back to episode 55 of Passion Project, the best place on Twitch to show the world what you love the most in speedrunning and gaming. I am joined by someone who is in a time zone far, far away from my own. We have Spence Speedruns, who's going to be showcasing Devil May Cry 1's all collectibles category, and I'm really interested in seeing this. So thank you, Spence and Waifu, here for commentary. How are y'all doing tonight?
Well, it's exactly as you say. It's currently 1 minute to 4 in the morning here in the I would say the sunny UK, but it's never sunny. Come on, let's be real.
Especially not at 4 in the morning.
No,
definitely not. Not even 4 in the afternoon. Now we get cooked with our weather here. But no, super excited to be here. Devil May Cry as a series is a passion of mine. It's helped me meet a lot of great people, like we just said there. One that doesn't need any introduction is the main man himself. It's Waifu, who runs on commentary as well.
You're too kind.
I'm Spence Speedruns, and obviously Waifu is going to be helping me out a lot here. It's a character action game, if you didn't know. There's going to be a lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of menuing. There's going to be a lot of strategies, all that kind of stuff as well. I'm going to probably leave it mostly to you, Waifu, if that's okay.
yeah, that's good. That's fine.
but obviously we'll be chiming in and out in here. So I'm locked and loaded, ready to go. If you are as well, waifu.
Yeah, I'm good.
And if staff in the background are happy, then we can.
Feel free to count us in as you see fit.
Perfect. So we are playing on the normal difficulty. You can do this on hard and Dante Must Die, but if you've ever played this game on Dante Must Die, well, one, you must have some sort of death wish, and also, and it's just normal has a lot of it's the easiest way for us to show off everything we can do. We're going to be doing all 23 missions, all 12 secret missions. We're going to be collecting 44 blue orb fragments, 2 blue orbs in total, and then every weapon we can find as well. So time will start as soon as I hit normal, and you'll hear the iconic Devil May Cry, and then we're going to jump straight into it. So if we're already in the back, I'll count down from 3. So 3, 2, 1, Devil May Cry.
Good luck, have fun.
Here we go. Yeah, good luck, Dan.
Thank you so much.
So this is, as you said, it's all collectibles, which means that we are completing the game, beating all of the 23 missions, as well as collecting all of the additional collectibles. That means all of the optional weapons that can be collected, as well as the blue orb fragments, and completing all of the secret missions. This first thing here is a blue orb fragment. If you ever played Zelda, it's like a heart container. You collect 4 of those, and it increases your maximum HP. Those are going to be spread out across the levels on different platforming challenges, as well as just additional exploration sections. There's going to be enough to get a full increase in HP on the first mission here. Devil May Cry is a game all about being stylish, and so Dan is going to try to go fast and also be stylish at the same time, because this game has some economics involved that's going to be really important.
I'm so sorry. Because of the way this is streaming right now, I have to lower the quality.
That's okay.
You're good. It's causing you some hitches and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if you noticed that.
I can also just predict the future, and you could just turn off the Discord stream. That's not a huge deal either.
We'll see how we go if that's her.
Yeah, if you need to drop the screen share, don't worry about it. Richard will take care of us.
I think I might have to. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I can see it.
Don't even apologize. Drop your screen share. Go for it.
All good.
That's never happened before.
I will rely on Waifu predicting the future while Richard gets a screen share for us.
I have more hours than anyone on the planet in this game.
Oh, I fully believe that.
I can go and see through the past a little bit on the thing for a minute. It's fine. So we already collected 2 of them. Just a little bit out of the way. I was talking a bit before about how this game you need to be stylish, and the economics can be really important. Devil May Cry 1 in particular, the economics are super, super important. You'll see in this first room, he has to collect 45 red orbs, or the currency of this game, to open the door, and he's going to be trying to jump on top of this horse spear to be able to do so instantly, clearing the little walking tutorial of this room. The better rank you get on every mission in the game, the more orbs you are rewarded with, and those orbs can be used to buy things like items, which can be used to kill enemies, or abilities to make you move faster or have more this dynamic sets of moves throughout the run. So we're going to be trying to get the highest possible ranks we can while still going fast. The goal for the first few missions is going to be just an S rank, which is the highest rank you can get with your standard means. The ranks are set up that way based on the way that you get a good rank is you beat the mission without taking damage and with the least amount of time spent, and then collecting orbs throughout the mission as well. Every mission has a par time and a par amount of orbs that you need to collect. And so in order to get an S rank here, Spence is going to need to try to get no damage. He can take a couple of hits and still get an S rank here, as well as collect at least 155 orbs before he leaves the mission. And of course, time, it's a speed run. We're always going to be blowing the time factor out of the water. It's not even going to be close.
Yeah,
in addition,
I really do have to apologize. My game, I don't know what is happening with my game right now.
That's okay. We can go to a break while we figure this out. I'm happy to yap and chat for a moment. All right, so let me go ahead and yap at chat while we get this figured out. So thank you all for being patient, and thank you for being here and supporting Games Done Quick with your subscriptions, gift subs, and bits cheered. Your contributions here on the channel do help keep our shows running, so if you are enjoying the stream, consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during replays. And you can also always support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends. Minus's face isn't moving because I turned off my ring light because it is bright in my face. There we go. Now Minus's face can move. All right. So, did you all know that GDQ is hosting its very first Disability and Neurodivergence special on November 29th and 30th? The event's going to celebrate speedrunners who identify as disabled or neurodivergent in any way that is in a meaningful way to them. So if you'd like to apply to run, applications are open through November 9th. Actually, no, the run applications are closed, but we are going to be doing that disability marathon over on this channel, November 29th and 30th. I have forgotten to delete the run application line from that. There we go. Jay, don't you laugh at me. But no, seriously, I'm very much looking forward to that event. And the other events I'm looking forward to include Black in a Flash's community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, offering a space to collaborate on speedruns, challenge runs, and randomizers while celebrating Black voices in the speedrunning scene. If you want to apply or learn more, you can check out gdq.gg/BAF and follow at blackinaflash.bsky.social for updates. And don't miss their upcoming events, Speeding Through the Holidays, which is happening December 27th and 28th, and Back to Black 2026 on February 5th. It's now accepting prize submissions over at gdq.gg/BTB26-prizes. But I want to ask chat real quick. Since we have Devil May Cry on, have you ever engaged with the series? Have you ever played a Devil May Cry game? If so, what was your first one? Did you start like I did with Devil May Cry 1? Were you referred over by, another Capcom series? Like, I come from the Resident Evil background. My mom and I had a lot of memories playing Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 2, Code Veronica. So when we saw Devil May Cry and we saw the very first one, we saw the cover and we saw it was a Capcom game, we decided to give it a shot. And while my mom didn't really vibe with it, I did. So I actually ended up sticking with the series through DMC 2 and 3 as well. There are things I like about DMC 2. I love DMC 3. I have yet to play 4 or 5 though. But what's Devil May Cry? Never heard of it. Is he cool? I mean, you've probably heard of Devil May Cry through the featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series meme. But, no, though, I really enjoyed Devil May Cry. And for the upcoming event, Fast Paced for Pride 2025, we've had a number of Devil May Cry submissions over the years for fast-paced events. And I've always wanted to see one make the schedule, and it's always just kind of been slightly eked out in the games committee process here and there, but like it finally made it onto the schedule. I'm really thrilled. I can post the link for the Fast Paced for Pride schedule real quick in chat because it's gonna be so cool. Let me go grab that link for y'all. And again, that's gonna be happening over on twitch.tv/fastpaced events. You can also always go to fastpaceevents.com to check out the team, join their Discord, submit to runs when they do events. But give me one moment while I go grab that link for y'all because I want to hear some of your favorite runs from the event. If I can find the announcements channel. There we go. We're very, very good at this. Let's copy that link there. But no, chat, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful time because I've been having a good time. There we go. There's the Fast Pace for Pride 2025 schedule. Devil May Cry 2 is actually pretty good if you learn how to play it right. I agree, actually. Like, there are things that are like mediocre about it. I actually really liked the amulet, where you could modify your devil trigger. I thought that was such a cool idea. And yeah, we are working through some technical issues with the run to make sure that Devil May Cry is a good run for all of you, as well as the runner himself. Yeah, no, I agree, chat, that DMC2 is a totally fine game and brought some gameplay mechanics of the series that 3 did build off of. Like, 3 would not be as good if, like, 2 and 1 did not exist. It's absolutely true. I've never actually played Devil May Cry, so if the devil cried, it wasn't my fault. Thank you, chat. And also, if you're ever curious about what's coming up on Hotfix or you're interested in running on GDQ, you can check out this week's schedule and submit your runs to be showcased at gdq.gg/hotfix. Because there is a how section right at the top, like how do I get involved, and there is a link to our submission form. I'm always looking for new runs for Passion Project. I am happy to showcase. I actually really want to showcase a bit of multiplayer stuff in the coming holiday months. Because the holidays are a really difficult time for a lot of people, and like companionship and camaraderie is so important in these times, just because like it's really easy to fall into like, you know, a rut in the middle of the holidays. It's easy to feel isolated, easy to feel alone. I just want to remind y'all that you're not alone. There's a lot of camaraderie and companionship that you can find through the speedrunning community, showcase community, like randomizers, etc. Like we're having on November 28th for Passion Project, we'll be having a Skyward Sword co-op randomizer as a part of a Friendsgiving sort of idea, like sort of theme. So if y'all run anything that's multiplayer or want to showcase something that's multiplayer, whether it's co-op or races or anything like that, definitely submit that to GDQ, submit that to our Hotfix stuff, and you know, you can mention Passion Project. Oh no, we're talking about the Devil May Cry Netflix show now. I haven't seen it, and I've been told that's a good thing. I've been told that it's a good thing. Pippi will be involved, chat. Yes. It will be Pippi in a top hat and Gymnast who will be doing our Skyward Sword randomizer on November 28th. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And it looks like we're getting closer to having Devil May Cry sorted out for y'all. We're just testing to make sure that it's stable for the runner. So I really appreciate your patience while we work through this. And, you know, I hope y'all don't mind me yapping at y'all while we work through this too. I love chatting with chat when I get to do that. It's great. And I also just want to shout out, like, I found out about, like, that Skyward Sword was an option. Huge thanks to the Frame Fatales submissions for Frost Fatales. Frame Fatales is a community of women and femmes who share a passion for speedrunning, gaming, and charity. In addition to their 2 flagship events, they host activities year-round in their community Discord, like Game of the Month and randomizer events. If you want to learn more and get involved, you can type !FF in chat. If you identify as a feminine or are comfortable with feminine terms, any way that is meaningful to you, check out their community and submit to Frost Fatales, because that will be coming up. Yeah, you can always DM the Frame Fatales Blue Sky account or email the email that's in chat right there to be able to join the Discord if you want to join the community. Devil May Cry 5. Yes. I love the old DMC anime. Like, I know it's not amazing. I love it, though. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. Oh, favorite DMC series boss and why? I gotta go with probably, like, I want to say Virgil 1 in DMC 3. There was just something about the first confrontation with Virgil that I quite enjoyed. No, the run is not over. We're currently working through some technical issues to make sure that the game is stable for the runner. So we're just kind of chatting about the series, chatting about upcoming things happening on Games Done Quick, chatting about the whole purpose of this show. This show in particular is meant to showcase runners from the schedule for Fast Pace for Pride, which is a grassroots marathon hosted by the Fast Pace Events team over on twitch.tv/Fast for Pride, or Fast Pace Events. And they are a organization or a grassroots team that focuses on events to promote mental health and LGBTQ causes. So definitely check out that team. You can go to fastpaceevents.com, and that will allow you to join the Discord, learn more about us. I am, full disclosure, the head organizer of Fast Paced Events. So I am doing this, like, because I love these events, because I love the community behind those events, and because I want to showcase folks who are from that community and from the schedule, no less. No, there's some really cool volunteers and hosts that are like making Fast Pace for Pride possible. And honestly, getting involved in grassroots events like Fast Pace events, series of events, and like there are other fantastic teams like Fastest Furs, Midwest Speed Fest, etc. Like there are a ton of really good grassroots marathons that you can get involved in. So if you're like a little nervous about like trying to get involved in like a GDQ level event, you can always check out grassroots events. It's a great way to get your feet wet in various roles, try to see what fits you best, get involved in the community. If you don't speedrun yourself, but you want to support speedrunners, that is a fantastic way to like donate your time and effort to allow events for like good causes, or even just like the cause can just be, we want to do a cool showcase. It doesn't have to be a charity event to be a fun event. So like get involved in, the community in that way. So I highly recommend doing that. I will be the first person to tell you that, like, I don't actively speedrun too much anymore. I do find, like, the right run that gives me, like, the happy brain chemicals, and then I'll stick with that for a while. But, like, I have found my footing in events and organizing and hosts and hosting, and, like, it's really where I've just found my home in the community. And I love being able to use, like, my show here on Hotfix and, use fast-paced events as well to platform people and give people like an experience where they can show people what they love the most in like their speed games and everything. So like, that's a huge deal for me. Like, and again, like if you run anything, or even if you have like a really cool project that's gaming related, like I've had Nico Hart do a Undertale No Mercy run, where his and that was a fantastic episode, by the way. You should go on our YouTube and go catch that episode in the Passion Project playlist. His controller, the D-pad and control stick would only work if he was pedaling a bicycle. So like his movement was powered by pedaling a bicycle, and that was one of my favorite episodes I've ever put out. And silly things like that. I've done a show where we've, traded speed games and had, 8 weeks to learn, 6 to 8 weeks to learn a new game. And this was a group of people who have full-time jobs or have a lot of social obligations or a lot of other obligations outside of being able to speedrun. So like, I just want to show everyone that like, you can absolutely speedrun anything at any commitment level, at any skill level. Like you have to start from somewhere, and you don't have to go for like world record or top 10 or anything like that. Like that is perfectly fine. Wow, that's a wild show idea. I wonder how that went. Well, considering Pumpkin that you were one of the people who did that, and I taught Sonic Adventure 2 Dark Story 2, and you're still running it for marathons now, like I think it went pretty well. I just want to encourage folks, if there's a game you've ever thought like you might want to speedrun, or a game that you really like coming back to and you want to breathe new life into it, pick up speedrunning or randomizers for it. Randomizers are a great way to dip your toes into something like that. And again, we are still working on getting Devil May Cry up and running for all of you, and we're just having a little bit of a technical problem with it, and we are trying to make it happen. We want to have this happen for y'all, so I appreciate y'all being patient, sticking around, hanging out with me here. This is probably the most I've been able to speak kind of candidly on the channel, and I just want to say I'm grateful for, when I think about it, actually, I'm grateful for the last like 6 years that I've been on Hotfix and had all of you in chat. Like this is my the month of my 6-year anniversary from working with Hotfix. So it looks like we are ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and give you all the proper welcome back. So, all right, everyone, welcome back to episode 55 of Passion Project. This is the proper way to introduce a speed game because it's Devil May Cry. It needs no introduction. It is a fantastic action series, gave us kind of breathed new life into the genre, and I am joined by Spence Speedruns and Waifu on commentary for Devil May Cry. and they're going to showcase the all collectibles category, which is really, really cool. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this in full. So I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to them. How are y'all doing? Just did it. Okay, I just did the intro for it, but all right, we are going to now go to Devil May Cry, all collectibles with Spence Speedruns and Waifu. Thank you all so much for joining me. How are y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing really well. It's demon time in the UK at the moment.
We are having a time.
Great.
We are definitely having some sort of time, yes.
It is some time in the UK, and I really hope we can get you some sleep after this, but I really appreciate you being here for this.
I obviously I appreciate being reached out to. It's been a massive goal of mine to get on an event for GDQ. So being here is definitely an honor. So thank you so much for having me. Like Emma said, my name is Spence Speedruns. I'm from the UK. I'm a Devil May Cry speedrunner from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it's allowed me to basically meet so many amazing people across the globe, one of which needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway, and that's Mr. Waifu Runs.
Thank you, my fan. Thank you. Hello.
Welcome to Devil May Cry 1, originally released in 2001. And did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
This was meant to be Resident Evil 4. Bet you never heard that before, now have you?
The most well-known unknown fact.
True.
About this game.
True. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. But without that, we wouldn't have such a great series, and that includes 2. And I will die on this hill.
I'm right there with you. I am dying with you on that hill.
We will stand up here together. We will have it.
Yes.
I'm here for it too.
I won't stand for the slander. I won't stand for the slander no more. I can't do it. This is all collectibles. It's not your typical any percent. All collectibles. We will do all 23 missions. We will collect all 44 blue orb fragments, complete all 12 secret missions, and we will also collect every weapon that's in the game. Being a character action game, this is going to be pretty much from start to finish. There's not that much downtime. There's a little bit here and there, so I'm going to leave most of this commentary up to Waifu. But if there's anyone else who has more hours in this game than other than myself, it's Waifu. So anything there is to know, anything there is to know about this game, one of us will know. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah.
So I'm locked and loaded, ready to go. Time will start as soon as I hit normal. So
perfect.
If we're all ready, we will do a quick countdown. Perfect. So we'll hit 3, 2, 1. And once you hear the iconic Devil May Cry, that's when we're getting into it. So in 3, 2, 1, Devil May Cry.
All right. Good luck, Spence. This will be a fun one. All collectibles is a really cool category. Basically, the goal is going to beat all 23 missions of the game while collecting all of the weapons and all of the blue orb fragments, or like heart pieces from Zelda. They increase your maximum HP, as well as completing all 12 of the secret missions, which are little side objectives that have you do gimmick things to also get a blue orb fragment. So there's the first one we got there. That one is very much like most of the ones we're going to see throughout the game, where you just have to go a bit out of the way, maybe do a little bit of extra platforming. And as we all know, you play Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry platforming is the peak. I know we had Celeste on the show earlier, but I don't think it could compete with the masterpiece that is these fixed camera precision platforming that we have here in Devil May Cry from 2001.
Yeah, no,
we're gonna have a lot of these.
To like really nail
the platform is
precision.
jank.
It really is, and like his
case in point.
Dante's jump is incredibly stiff, and if you're on the original PS2 version, it's on the triangle button,
which makes no sense. I mean, come on,
it doesn't.
Who signed up for that tech meeting?
Actually awful, but thankfully we're not playing on PS2, we're playing on the PC, and with Spence here knowing what he's doing and it being 4:30 in the morning for him, we were going to try to beat it as fast as we can, even though he's an overachiever and wants to collect everything anyways. We'll see that he's collecting 4 blue orb fragments. Once you collect 4 of them, we'll get a complete upgrade of our maximum HP. Not going to come in handy too much here on normal difficulty. It is very possible to die. This game is hard, even on a normal difficulty, but Spence here has a lot of experience in the game, so I don't think we'll see that. No jinxes here, hopefully. He looks over at me as I say that.
Commentator skills coming in.
But just because we're not going to die doesn't mean that we're going to do it super fast. There's a little bit more required than just not dying to go fast. In this game, it is very heavily reliant on the orb economy. You'll see these red things he's picking up. Those are red orbs, the currency of this game. At the end of all 23 missions, you get a rank, and that rank is determined by how much damage you took, how fast you beat the mission, and how many orbs you collected during that mission. We're going to be trying to get the highest possible ranks we can on the majority of missions. So in order to get the S rank, which we were really looking for, especially on the first 2 missions, Spence here needs to beat it without taking damage, ideally. Well, there's the damage, but he can still get the S rank. I jinxed it immediately. He can still get that S rank as long as he doesn't get hit 4 times. So he's gotten hit once. He's got a budget here of 3 more hits. He's going to play it safe and blast away with the blicky from afar, make sure he doesn't get that extra damage. So he needs 155 orbs collected on the top right there, and also to take less than 4 hits. And of course, it's a speed run, so the time requirement we will always blow out of the water no matter what. This is the last room of the first mission. So we're hoping to combo these marionettes to make it so they can't really play the game. Ideally, raise our style meter by doing varied attacks. Oh, no. Oh, okay. I thought you were about to get blasted there once again. So the amount of red orbs that enemies drop will actually increase the higher of a style rank you get when you kill them. So we killed that guy with an A and this guy with an S, so they drop a little bit more red orbs. Looks like he'll just barely squeak at the 155 mark. Should get an S rank on this first mission.
My chest.
The reason why... oh, just barely. Yeah. Very nice. Those are really hard to get. Beating the game, obviously difficult, but in a speedrun, you have to play better than just beating the game. You gotta play well, ideally. So we got that first S rank. That's huge. The reason that is impactful for the run is because it gives you additional bonus orbs that are going to be a huge boost to the economy. He got an extra 800 orbs for completing that mission with an S rank. Bring it into mission 2. We're really looking for an S rank on mission 1 and 2 so we could buy an ability for mission 3, Stinger. It's going to be used for movement throughout the run. On mission 2, it's a little bit more strict. We have to get a S rank, which means we need no damage here. The orb requirement isn't as strict. You don't need to have a perfect score in all 3 factors. You just need a total cumulative score of 1,000 on normal. Each of those 3 factors can give you up to 500. So let's say you did no damage and you beat the time requirement. That's 1,000. That's enough to get you an S rank, even if you collected no orbs. So the orb requirement on this mission is so high that it's not worth even trying to get some of the points there. So Spence here is going to be just going for no damage and the time completion. We're also going to get our first weapon here. That's an optional weapon, the shotgun, the GAT. This is not only useful because we need to get it for the category, but also it's a very, very strong weapon. And he's going to be meeting the Sin Scissors here, who like to fly through walls and be very annoying. And when you kill them, their scissors will fall to the ground, and those can actually hit you. So he's going to be on the lookout. He also collected Alistair, which is a new sword upgrade. Oh, nice, the double kill. Perfect. And didn't get hit by the falling scissor. Huge. You're going to get the S rank, securing that early game economy. Big. Equipping the GAT as well. Getting ready for mission 3. GAT gang. That's what I'm talking about. I'm here for the GAT gang. People, there's some detractors of the GAT in the chat. I see it, but
I used to be a detractor, and then I saw the way.
You saw the light. I mean, all collectibles, it makes sense. You got to pick it up anyways. But there you go. Second S rank. That gives us just enough money to be able to afford Stinger level 1 and 2. The orbs can be used to purchase items as well as abilities to upgrade our move sets. The first one here, Stinger, lets us move a lot faster. Also, it's really good for combat. We'll see him doing the classic "da" across the bridge. Iconic in DMC's speedrunning moment. Here on mission 3.
2016? Maxi?
2016 Maxi Lobes. Yeah, dude, the iconic.
10-year anniversary coming up soon.
That's crazy. We're all old.
That's crazy.
So mission 3, a little bit more strict than mission 1 and 2. I know we were trying to get the S ranks already, but we're looking for a special bonus on this mission. A special bonus is where I said before that you get an S rank if you get 1,000 points, right? But if you get 1,500 points, oh no! Oh my gosh, that was scary. If you get 1,500 points, a perfect score, then you get a special bonus, which gives you an additional 2,000 red orbs on top of the ranking bonus. So that is a huge economic boost. And in this speedrun, we're going to be going for a couple of those. This one is the most important one, but that requires that you do everything perfectly. So it needs all the orbs, perfect time, and also no damage. We have the first boss fight here, Phantom. This is where the no damage part is going to become a little bit harder. Phantom is a very scary boss, but Spence is going to make it look really easy. Nice, perfect fight, dude. Huge. That's a huge hurdle on the run. I'm sure you're very happy that
I'm very happy.
I'm glad to see Phantom annihilated, just because all I remember of my casual playthrough is just him just being tanky and me not being able to do enough damage to him. Like, please just die.
Phantom 1 is just
brutal.
such a big learning curve. I remember my playthrough from 2001, literally on the PS2 version. My God.
Yeah, he will filter some fools, that's for sure. That dude is wild. That would normally be the end of the mission, but we have to do our first secret mission here. These secret missions, there's 12 of them across the game. They're a little hidden. They all have these gimmicks that you have to complete, and once you complete that gimmick, you will unlock a blue orb fragment. So, of course, required for all collectibles. This one is the critical hits. The enemies in Devil May Cry 1 specifically are all a bit of a puzzle. They have their own puzzle elements to them, and the Sin Scissors here have a critical hit where if you counter their scissor, you can then insta-kill them with one shot. And if you do that, like Spence just did here, then you complete the first secret mission perfectly. Also important to note, I'm pretty sure that if you get hit there, you would lose a special bonus. So that is good that you did it clean like that. You'll see the special bonus here. Huge for securing the run. You'll see Spence now go to the shop and purchase a bunch of holy waters, because holy waters, item that you can use to instantly deal a ton of damage to everything in the room. For most normal enemies, it instantly kills them. This secret mission requires you to stomp out 100 spiders, but if you just use a holy water, you instantly kill all of them and complete the secret mission in like 1 second. Obviously very fast. The downside is using holy waters detracts from your rank. So if you use a holy water, it makes it harder for you to get an S rank. But we did a little bit of a glitch there. There's not many glitches in Devil May Cry 1, but there is one on the ranking system where if you save and then reload the save from the main menu after using a holy water, the holy water detractment from your rank goes away. So actually, he was punished for using that holy water, and then he was no longer punished by saving and then quitting to the main menu. Secret missions also add to the rank that you get. They help you get a better rank. But the bonus that you get from saving and quitting, or from doing the secret mission, does not go away when you save and quit. But the detractment from using the item does. So that allows us to like really cheese the ranking system in all collectibles to guarantee that we get some really good ranks. That is most seen on this mission because this mission has 3 secret missions on it. And so we're going to use a bunch of holy waters on this mission and not get punished for basically any of them, but get all of the bonus from using the save and quit glitch. So here we have another secret mission where he has to stomp out the spiders specifically. In the previous one, he could use a holy water, he could shoot them, he could use a sword. This one, he has to stomp them. And now he's just going to taunt the spiders to get some devil trigger back. I haven't explained that mechanic yet, but there's a lot going on in the early game, so I'll have to get to it later. Now we're in the hardest secret mission in the game. This is a secret mission that you only get 1 chance to do. If he dies here, then he will not be able to go back and try this again. He has to fight 3 shadows, one of the hardest enemies in the game, all at the same time. But the kitty's getting a bath. He's going to dump 2 holy waters on him, and that's going to instantly kill all 3 of them. And all he has to do is just not die. As long as he doesn't die, then he'll be okay. He's going to be able to do this and still get a good rank on this mission because of that save and quit glitch that we were doing earlier in the mission. But there you go, nice. Still keeping the no damage as well. We are also juggling all of those other factors. So the orbs collected, the no damage, all the secret missions. There's a lot of math going on for how the ranking system works on this mission in particular. But it's been absolutely perfect so far, which is fantastic to see. Now that we have those 3 secret missions completed, we just have to go and fight the boss, Nello Angelo, which is actually Dante's brother, Virgil, but brainwashed by the main bad guy, Mundus. But he's also going to get a bath. Dante is just like Oprah for holy waters in this game. You get a holy water. You get a holy water.
Everybody gets a holy water. You hear that, chat? Y'all get holy water.
Enough water for everybody.
Check under your seats of choice, chat. You'll find a holy water.
It is real and true. Nello here, you don't want to just dump a holy water on him instantly though, because he has a couple of different phases and those phases have cutscenes attached to them. So he's going to do just enough damage so that he doesn't get to the next phase. And then the holy water does just enough damage to kill him outright. So perfect mission for Spence there. Fantastic work, dude.
Thank you.
He got the special bonus on that mission. So he used 4 holy waters on that mission, but he still got the special bonus because that save and quit on top of playing perfectly gave him enough score to be able to do that. So huge bonus to the orb economy, and that orb economy bonus is going to allow him to purchase more upgrades and also more holy waters. It's kind of compounding where it's like the better you play, the faster you go, which allows you to play even better. This mission also going to get a special bonus. This one's really, really easy. The orb requirement is only 100 orbs, which that orb cache that he got there at the top is exactly 100 orbs. And then he just has to no damage. And that is the only required enemy in the room, in the whole level. He just killed it. So gonna get another special bonus. My man, Spence, is absolutely rolling in dough. You love to see it.
Mission 5 in particular is such a high reset point when you're starting to learn this game, just because of that one shadow in particular.
We didn't talk about it, but the shadows, like you have to shoot them to reveal their core, and then hit their core to kill them, or you can jump on top of their little spear attack, and then shoot them enough times to kill them instantly. Spence here is doing that with the shotgun, which is even harder, but is a bit faster because you don't have to switch back and forth. We have now, okay, so a couple things to go over. On mission 2, he picked up Alistair, which is an upgrade to his sword. That allows him to activate what's called Devil Trigger. You see him with the runes underneath his health bar. When you do damage, take damage, or taunt, you build up Devil Trigger, and then that allows you to activate a second state where you do 2 times damage, your moves are faster, you regenerate HP, and you are like hyper armor and are way tankier. It also allows you to do special abilities that you can't do outside of Devil Trigger. Here we just saw him buy Vortex, which is the spinny move that he's now using to move really fast. That is the fastest form of movement in the game. The rest of the game's routing is going to be based around making sure you have as much Devil Trigger as possible so that you can do these Vortex movements all over the place. And so that's a lot of taunting at the right times and making sure you buy upgrades to the amount of Devil Trigger you can have and that sort of thing. You're making it hard on me to commentate, man. You're going so fast.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's perfect. I love it. It's fantastic. So we're on mission 7 now.
When we get a chance, could we just re-review what all collectibles actually means for the folks who just joined?
Yeah, of course. This is a perfect timing for that. So all collectibles is all blue orb fragments, which means are all like heart pieces if you play Zelda. All weapons and also all secret missions. Secret missions are these gimmick rooms that you have to do to collect a blue orb fragment. And the most painful secret mission, the epitome of all collectibles, is about to happen right now. Secret mission 5 is absolute garbage. Sick triple kill with the gap though. Love to see it.
We do. But yeah, I want a word with whoever made this. I just want to talk.
Yeah.
I just want to talk.
Just a conversation. Like, why do you hate us? Why did you do this? So the gimmick for the secret mission is these 2 enemies, the Clyclops, the rock spiders. They have these attacks where they shoot rock balls at each other. And so you have to kill one of them entirely with friendly fire damage. So not only is them doing the attack random, but their health is also random. And so you basically just jump between them and pray that they hit each other. And so this could take a really long time, or it could go by really, really fast. It's essentially completely random, and it's awful. I often say this game is almost a perfect game. This is like one of the 3 flaws, actually. The secret mission is just atrocious. Thankfully, it's the only really bad one in the game, I think. So once it's over, it's over. We can all, get in a circle and trauma bond over the experience. But until then, we got to get past it. And they hurt too. These guys are rough. If they hit you with those rock balls or slam on top of you, you could definitely die. Also, there's a good meme where like they'll push each other out of bounds sometimes, which is hilarious. And hopefully we don't see that because that sucks. But yeah, there we go. Nice. Easy clap.
There we go.
Get out of there.
Run.
Free from Secret Mission 5. When doing like world record attempts or like PB attempts of this category, the run does not start until after that Secret Mission is over. Like just nothing matters up to that point. So we are coming up on another boss fight here in a second on Mission 8. This game loves to have you fight the same boss 3 times. We have fought Hallway Phantom a couple times, and we fought the first Phantom. Now we're going to fight our final Phantom fight on the roof. This fight is actually much more consistent than the other fights because he always opens with the same exact thing. The other fight, he actually has a bit of luck involved with this pattern, so it makes it hard to adapt. We are going to be doing the same technique though. I didn't get to explain it beforehand. Basically, when you do a downward slash in this game, the higher you fall from, the more damage it does. And if you do a double jump, it does 2 times damage. And if you have Devil Trigger active, that does 2 times damage. On top of that, hitting the spider in the abdomen also does 2 times damage. So you do 8 times damage on this attack and can kill the boss in 3 hits. Fantastic fight.
That's a lot of damage.
There, that was perfect. Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
My boys is killing it. This has been a fantastic run so far. This is the normal difficulty. Yeah. You might be thinking, wow, my sword doesn't hit like that. You're right, because you gotta do some specialty to get it going like that. But this has been pretty solid of a run so far. The route's looking really clean. We just got the grenade gun. So you are one of those people that's like, man, the guns in Devil May Cry 2. I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you, but grenade gun. Like, this thing is literally absolutely insane. Completely and utterly busted. So not only does the grenade gun do insane damage to basically everything in the game, but it also gives you about 1.5 stocks of Devil Trigger per time you hit an enemy. So we are going to be using this, honestly, to kill enemies really fast, but to also farm Devil Trigger as much as possible. We're going to be trying to Vortex as much as possible because that's really fast, and then refill that with some taunts, some grenade guns, occasionally some stingers. God, you were flying through this game, man.
I'm really happy with how it's going so far, and I'm not going to say that again because curse.
Yeah, we don't want to curse anything here, but
it has been a pretty fantastic run so far. So Vortex, this move that he's doing right here, normally it auto locks onto enemies, which makes it not very good for movement, but you can actually cancel the lock on manually by holding the right trigger. You can only do that with a couple of moves in this game, but Vortex is one of them, thank goodness, because it is extremely useful. You'll see him use that to fly away and past enemies that otherwise he would lock onto. You can also do it with Dive Kick. Fun fact, in DMC2, you can do it for every move in the game. Actually, super useful. But okay, here we are going to collect our other main weapon. This is going to be Ifrit, the Fire Gauntlets and Greaves. Normally you're supposed to do a big platforming thing, but we're going to skip it with some more platforming. Nice little jump there. The Ifrit skip. And then we are fighting Griffin. Griffin is the big bird. And we're not going to see very much of him because his Spence is like already done. You can just skip the boss.
I've had my fill for this. I had KFC the other night. I'm good.
You're good. You don't need any more chicken. Well, you'll get more chicken later. So yeah, the only thing that you need to leave that arena is Ifrit. You need Ifrit to open the door, but you collect Ifrit before you actually get to the boss fight. So when the boss fight happens, you can just open the door and leave. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. And of course, it's a speedrun, so that's faster than fighting the boss. Now we're in the forest here. This area is one of the more technical sections. We're not going to be here long enough for me to explain it really, but just know that These marionette spawns are random, and adapting to where they all spawn in and at what timing is really difficult. And Spence is, of course, absolutely nailing it, ending right by the door, which you love to see, and leaving with Devil Trigger. That's a huge thing, is like, you always want to leave every combat encounter with as much Devil Trigger as possible. You'll see him doing a technique there called a DT flash, or a grenade launcher flash. That's where when you do an attack in Devil Trigger, it does more damage, but the amount of Devil Trigger that you gain from an attack hitting an enemy is calculated based on how much damage it does. So he could do something like have Devil Trigger active, shoot the grenade gun to make it do more damage, and then deactivate it before it hits the enemy, and then get a ton of Devil Trigger. This will give him like 4 runes of Devil Trigger in one shot. So by managing it correctly like that, he'll be able to basically keep Devil Trigger infinitely, even though he only has like a third of what your maxed out potential could be for it. This mission is mission 10. Absolute run killer for lots of reasons. Hopefully we won't see why it could be so bad. But basically, more Zelda inspiration. We got some Lost Woods. We have to follow this light to the end of the room. There are 2 options for each room, and the light will choose 1 or 2 of the options based on vibes, basically. But the light will go into an enemy, and then once you kill the enemy, it will progress. If you choose the wrong door, then it'll send you all the way back to the beginning of the mission. But by killing the enemies at the right times and the right orders, we can guarantee that the light goes to certain directions, so he knows where to go and doesn't have to wait for the light to catch up. Now at the end, he's going to dump 2 more holy waters on these Cyclops, so he doesn't have to fight them. Actually, just 1 holy water on normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we are done with the mission. That one is really technical. There's a lot of luck involved with how the enemies behave. So making sure that you keep it really fast, regardless of what luck you get, is super huge. This is the sort of secret mission in the game. It's like 1 second long. Blink and you'll miss it.
There you go.
Very fast. Love to see it. At this point, we have a lot of the stuff that we need. We have like half the weapons that we're supposed to collect. We have done about half the secret missions. We have a lot of our moves. The orb economy is pretty set in stone. Things are looking up and looking good. At this point, we're mostly going for speed. So you won't see Spence going for a whole lot of extra orb caches. If he takes damage, it's not the end of the world. There are, of course, optimal routes for like no damaging basically the whole game. But we're gonna see some things that are like this is a good example, right? Like this is a small optimization. You kill all the blades in this room and it drops in a blue orb fragment. But because his route is so good, he can just holy water them. And so that instantly kills all the enemies in the room, and then we're flying. So at this point, we're not gonna like miss any tricks or skips or anything crazy if we don't get perfect routing. But what we do miss out on is small stuff like that. Being able to use an item here or there, or like having Devil Trigger for a room or 2. And this game is very, very optimized at a high level. So those things add up really, really fast. Obviously for a showcase like this, it doesn't matter quite as much, but love to see some optimal play. And we also love to see Nello Angelo taking a bath. This bro stinks. The double dose to double it and pass it to the next one. And the next one was also him. It's just a couple missions later. Hardest jump in the game? High key?
Literally, like, come.
This is actually, there. Oh, yeah.
Like we said earlier, whoever made Secret Mission 5, whoever made that jump, whoever in the community it was, I just want to talk, man. Let's just have a word, bro.
Yeah. The funny thing about that jump is, so there's an ability that you get in this game called air hike. I say you get, but you don't actually get because it's slow and really expensive. But like you used to get it. It basically just gives you a double jump. So stuff like that, like completely free. But of course, at some point, we routed it out, right? And so that jump was actually like the biggest hurdle for routing it out. It's like, how do you get up here without it being awful? The spoilers, like the solution is you just get good, and it's always awful. It's never not awful.
Yeah.
But
pick a god and pray. Right.
Yeah. We got Spance actually did buy air hike here, so that's cool. We will get to see it a bit. Picking up also an untouchable, really important item. Main items you have in this game are vital stars. You hopefully won't see Spence use any of those. You start with one of those. That gives you more health. Devil stars, which refill your devil trigger. You just picked up one of those. You definitely will see that. And then holy waters, of course, to kill enemies. Perfect example here is we're going to be holy watering this death scythe. This one's really precise because you have to actually get the holy water to hit twice. If it only hits once, it won't kill because Death Sights have a stopgap on their HP. They can't go to 0 in one hit, but perfect execution there. And we'll come back to the untouchable in a second because we got a really cool quick kill here. Shout out to Dizzy. Hopefully we'll see it here. 2 grenade guns, perfect. 2 grenade guns with a stinger, stabbing the bird in the face, putting the fork in that KFC, and then the holy water kills.
And it's
fantastic.
Done. Stick a fork in it, it's done.
It's done. And so that last item that we just picked up, an untouchable, basically what it does is it makes you invincible for the duration, for like 25 seconds or something, like a really long time, and gives you unlimited devil trigger for the whole time. So a very, very useful item. You can only purchase one at a time. The game will not let you buy more than one, even if you have enough money, but you can pick up untouchables across the game. There's a couple spread out. We just picked up one there. I believe that's gonna be the only one he's gonna pick up, but you will definitely see that used later. Comes in clutch, especially when you don't have to care about your ranks. The further we get in the run, the less we care about the ranks because we have established all of our main bread and butter things that we need, and we can just start focusing on just going fast, especially in a run like Spence's here where it's going really well. Like he's getting all of his ranks. He's executing it fantastic. Love to see that. Oh yeah, the underwater section, everyone loves to complain about it. It's a little bit longer in all collectibles. We got to go out of our way to collect another blue orb fragment here. It's a bit out of the way. This is like way more robust than it looks actually. Like you play the underwater levels and you're like, man, this sucks. Like, but it sucks, but it's got more depth than you think. There's actually two different control styles. You can lock on and strafe, as well as like quick turn, and yeah, like it's a little bit more sophisticated than you think, which is very useful because you are going to play it a bit more. There is a secret mission that we're going to go do that's back in the underwater section. We couldn't have done it on that previous mission because it only appears now in this intermission. And this is easily the biggest underwater section. Essentially, the secret mission is going to require him to kill a whole lot of blades underwater. He just did that a little bit in the previous mission, but we have to do it with a lot more of them now. Fun, not so fun fact about Devil May Cry: the faster you press the shoot button, the faster you shoot. So this is actually one of those sleeper sections where matching really hard saves quite a bit of time, actually, because you shoot a lot faster if you match really hard. Shout out to Turbo Controllers.
My homie RSI showing its face in the chat.
Yeah, for real. So what happens here doesn't actually matter too much because he's in an intermission. Intermissions are like playable sections of the game that happen between missions. So if he takes damage here, it's not affecting any rank that he could possibly get.
Apologies, a little bit of a jump scare there by the last blade.
Oh my god.
God damn.
So he's also going to use that to our advantage. We're going to do a bit of a save and quit, I believe, to teleport back. It saves a couple seconds of movement. It's going to be one more big save and quit after that. That one's not going to manipulate any of the ranks, but it is going to just teleport him back to this area. And since he saved the game, it saves that he has completed that secret mission and also collected the blue orb fragment, which is pretty big. There's one more blue orb fragment, and then we're on to mission 14. Look at how big his health is at this point. I think Bro has probably taken like 1/10 of that health bar in damage the entire run. And it's just going to keep getting bigger.
Aim before I die at Nightmare 3. I'm just saying it right now.
Nah, you're fine. You got it. Don't worry. You're doing holy water strats. Unlosable. You'll be chilling. So Vortex, the spinny move, not only is the fastest way to move, but it also gives you invincibility frames while you use it. So you'll see that here. These spikes that come out of the floor can't hurt Spence as long as he is spinning in Vortex. Super useful for when you're trying to reduce damage and also go through things that are kind of just in the way. As we get further into the game, these collectibles are going to get farther and further, few and further between. We see a bit more here. But the next big section with a lot of out-of-the-way stuff that you wouldn't normally see like at 80% will be the next mission, Mission 15. Mission 15 is quite a bit longer. That room we were just in with the spikes is going to have a secret mission in it, but you have to backtrack all the way there from like 3 more rooms further on. We'll see that save and quick glitch once again there, and it's going to be really, really useful in that section because not only will it skip the backtrack, but also will manipulate that rank system. And of course, we'll fight Griffin once again for the 3rd time on mission 15. He is guarding a blue orb fragment this time, so it's personal for all collectibles runners. Yeah, so we'll see it right at the start here. Spencer's just going to turn immediately around and be like, oh yeah, I forgot. Unfortunately, the secret mission doesn't show up earlier, so you do have to do the backtracking. But yeah, that save and quit, super, super huge. It's a bug. It's not supposed to do that, but very, very useful. Actually, it's fantastic for this category in particular because there is a second element to the save and quit glitch that I haven't talked about yet, which is if you beat a mission that did secret missions and then you save the game on the mission results screen and then you quit to the main menu and load it in, the bonus points you got from completing that secret mission transfer to the next mission. And so that makes it really easy to like stack your points across missions and basically make it impossible to not get an S rank. And so if you're doing a reset run or you're doing like a marathon run, that could be super, super useful because he could have guaranteed a special bonus on like missions 5, 6, 7, like throughout as many as he needed to make sure that he could show off the route the way he wanted. Fortunately, Spence, the Giga Chad here, doesn't need to do that because he just played perfectly. But epic backup. Here we have another 3 shadows that need to be killed. Double holy water. First holy water releases the core. Second holy water kills them all. Then he collects it and saves and quits. This will teleport him back to where mission 15 started. I believe it also gives you back your devil trigger.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Which is even more useful. Yeah.
Yeah, where the save and quit glitch comes in, the devil trigger that you have when you first entered the room or started the mission is what you end up with.
You just use it all for free. You just get it back. Super nice. So here at mission 15, there are 2 paths you could take to unlock the boss, the left or the right path. You see Spence here taking the left path. That's because it has a holy water here and also a blue orb fragment. We'll have to see them do both paths because the second path also has a blur fragment, but it only has a blur fragment if you already went to the other path. So he goes to the left one first and then to the right one because it's easier to get the right one's blur fragment. And you also saw that he collected a huge amount of orbs there. There's a hidden orb cache inside of a vase that has 1,000 orbs. That plus the save and quit glitch and doing the secret mission is going to make it really easy. You should be getting a special bonus. Oh wow, nice vortex. Fantastic line.
We love that.
Should make it pretty easy to get the special bonus on this mission. Yeah, the blur fragment only appears if you jump from there. Oh, we're going to see the fiery special. Oh, the triple jump. That was sick.
We love the fiery
Epic.
special.
The fiery, shout out to Fiery for that strat. That's really cool. If you fling an enemy in the air with high time and then jump off of the enemy, you can then also wall jump. So it allows you to triple jump, and that allows you to just jump right up there without having to activate the platforms. Very cool. There's another strat like that on mission 4 that you do with the marionettes, but you only see this one in all collectibles.
I've not routed it into 100% yet, to be fair.
Good. 100% is a cool category. So the difference between 100% and all collectibles, so we're doing all collectibles for those who may have missed it or don't know what's going on. Listen up, because I'm going to tell you. Basically, all collectibles means all of the things that you can collect. Hope that helps. No, basically it's all the missions being completed, but also all of the secret missions. There's 12 secret missions, and also all of the heart pieces or blur fragments and all the weapons. So we are collecting every single weapon and getting every single collectible. The difference between that and 100%, this is a fantastic strat, very cool. Using the auto lock on of the vortex to fly up to the top and grab the blur fragment. The difference between that and 100% is in 100% you also have to S rank every mission.
Yeah.
And you also have to buy everything in the shop. So the main difference there is that you can't use items nearly as much in 100%. because the items punish you on the ranking system, which makes it harder to get an S rank, of course. But also the things in the shop are really expensive. So if you're spending all your money on holy waters, for example, even if you get all the S ranks, you won't be able to purchase everything. And so that makes 100% a very no reset, unfriendly run. Like you don't want to do it for a marathon or something like that. Because I mean, Spence is getting pretty much every S rank here, but he's going to have nowhere near enough money to purchase all of the items at the end of the run.
You know, I actually routed out DMC 200%. Would you like to know how many orbs is required for that?
I would. Please tell me. That's so many upgrades now that I think about it. Oh my god.
It's like 200k.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
The fact that you have to buy sometimes the same move over and over and over again, depending on what weapon you're using, is ridiculous.
It's like every sword is level 3 to 4, every gun's level 3 to 4, and they increase in price every single time. It is stupid economy.
Would you like to buy your double jump a million times?
Oh yeah, that would be DMC3, but that is,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Actually, DMC1 is unique in the way that it's like the only game out of the trilogy that you can buy everything in one playthrough. Like you just, even if you do everything perfect in DMC3 and DMC2, I'm pretty sure you just can't.
Oh, today
like there's just not enough orbs. Yeah. So DMC1 you can though, actually pretty handily if you play like everything perfectly. But yeah, we'll definitely see you being able to purchase every ability in this run. But the kicker is the blue orbs actually from the shop. They get insanely expensive really fast. Mission 16 here, best mission in the game, my personal favorite. Has my favorite boss fight on it. And also a pretty cool secret mission. You'll notice that most of the secret missions are just like somewhat gimmicks. Like do this platforming section, jump on these skulls or whatever. But they also love to recycle the kill 3 shadows. And we've done that twice. This time, we're not going to be able to just dump holy waters on them the whole time because they're spread across multiple rooms, which would make that insanely inefficient. So instead, we're going to have to actually fight them. Tragic. But before we do that, we're going to fight Nightmare. Nightmare, my favorite boss, absolute banger. We're going to hopefully, I'm just going to let you lock in for this and then I'll explain it afterwards. Because it's really complicated and also insanely difficult. So for a quick one cycle here. I thought you got that, right? Truly. Yeah, nice. Let's go. Nice one cycle. Perfect fight there. So Nightmare is a really interesting boss because he's a nightmare if you don't know what you're doing. He's very, very knowledge gated. Essentially, he's a big blob and he will just stay a blob forever unless you hit the dials on the walls. And hitting those dials on the walls will turn him into basically like a rock. He looks like a little rock monster. And he, from there, is completely scripted. He will always do the same things depending on where you are in the room. He's entirely deterministic, but he feels super random because it's really hard to control what's happening when the game is kind of clunky. But he has 2 cores. It's kind of like how shadows have cores, where when you shoot them enough, they'll show them and then you damage them directly and that's what kills them. He has a core on his back and a core on his butt. And those 2 cores are separate things. You do damage to those cores, and that does damage to the boss, but the cores also have their own health. And so if you damage the cores too much, they'll break. They start off blue, and then when they break once, they go to green, and then they break another time, and they go to red. And every time they break, they get more damage resistance, and the boss gets more aggressive. So that makes it really, really important that you route out how you fight the boss in a very particular way. Otherwise, you can get really screwed over later in the game. That's because there's 3 times that you fight Nightmare, and those cores actually transfer over across boss fights. So Spence here did a one cycle where he used the Ifrit punches and then a holy water on the back core, and that breaks the back core to green. So when he fights Nightmare on mission 18 in the future, that back core is already gonna be green. Or wait, does it not break if you use the holy water? Is that what it is? I can't remember. I haven't used holy water strat.
It's very nuanced. I'm confused.
I can't remember. That's an older strat.
Oh, never mind. Apparently, I didn't kill all of the shadows.
Oh, you left before the shadow died?
I'm definitely sure that I didn't, but it's an L. We just kind of we just gotta take.
Yeah, you must have left before the shadow died or something, and then it didn't count. That sucks. But yeah, so then he fights Shadow, or when he fights Nightmare again in the future, the boss is going to be harder. And so the way that you fight the boss affects how difficult the future boss fights are going to be. So if you mess up the strategy, you have to be very careful to save it in a particular way. Otherwise, you'll get to mission 20 near the end of the game, and he's way harder. If you get like two red cores on Nightmare, that is brutal.
Yeah, I know many casual playthroughs that got dunked on just because, obviously, we didn't know much about Nightmare when the game first came out. We didn't know how the cores and all that worked, like Waifu's just explained. You just play the game. And then you get to mission 20, and you're on that mission with the final Nightmare fight, and all of a sudden he's taking 5% of the damage he was taking in mission 15. And there's no explanation.
It's absolutely brutal. You can quickly one cycle him on normal with a nice holy water. You can also do it without a holy water. That's a bit of a newer strat. That's a lot harder. So you see Spence here going for the tried and true. It can be really bad if Nightmare goes wrong. So it is definitely best to err on the side of caution here. Go for some safer strategies. You'd like to see it. It's a good save, though, with the shadows. Quick cleanup there. On to mission 17. Mr. Moneybags.
Rolling in it. Somehow.
Yeah, rolling in it. We're running out of secret missions here. Like, we were doing a lot really fast, but this is one of the last ones here. Here we see the Untouchable. He doesn't have to worry about taking damage here, but the unlimited double trigger for a long period of time is going to be really useful. What he has to do in the secret mission is collect the blue orb that's floating in the air, and the easiest way to do that is to fly there. With the amount of double trigger that he has with his purple orbs, it's definitely better to just use an Untouchable, especially because he's just going to save it, quit, and reload, and that's going to remove the penalty of using the Untouchable from the mission rank. So he basically gets to just use it for free and collect that item and go about his way.
I think the penalty for using an Untouchable is the biggest penalty you can get. I think it's like
it's
full
like
500. Yeah,
it's like the equivalent of going from beating it under the time requirement to being like more than 5 minutes slower than the time requirement. It's like that. It's a big deal. So that helps a lot. Here we're going to see Ifrit. Dump a holy water on him and then do some charged punches. Oh. Kamiya with a new trick up his sleeve every run. Oh,
that is different, huh?
That's Kamiya's pulling out some crazy ones today. Did it crash?
They're ready to go into back into Devil May Cry, so go ahead and take it away, Spence and Waifu.
Welcome to the latest episode of That's Never Happened Before.
Yeah, my favorite.
History. I have got 3,000. I'm looking at my Steam page. I've got 3,472 hours on the Devil May Cry HD collection, and I have never seen that in my entire life of playing this game. However, we move on. Luckily, we did the save and quick glitch that Wifey spoke about, so we are literally maybe like 10 seconds behind where we were. So we can literally pick it up where we left off. So I'm going to do a quick countdown, and then we're going to go straight back in with mission 17. So if we can restart the timer, please, in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
There we go. Just had an old Kamiya, director of the game. He just hates to see people succeed. He did he reflected his bald head off the sun to create a solar flare or something and crash your game.
Was it like that whole thing about I think it's like magnetic rays or something like that can affect NESs and such?
It flipped a bit and crashed his game or something. He saw one too many holy waters used, and he's like, I don't know, man, you should use Nightmare Beta more.
God damn.
You honestly can't time a crash better than right there.
Yeah, that's perfect. Great job, Spence. excellence in all forms.
Entirely planned. It's all part of the process.
Scripted chaos. Love to see it. So there's the Frost taken to Pound Town with Ifrit. Dunzo. They have a lot of health, so one Holy Water doesn't kill them instantly. So the Holy Water plus some Ifrit punches to finish it off. And then we are visited by the dinosaur. It's definitely a dinosaur, not a dragon. You can't convince me otherwise. We reflect the fireballs back with some sword swings, and in between the fireball reflects, going to collect that because it is an auto-scroller waiting for the fireballs. Perfect. Very clean. Love to see that. And then we are going to crank that soldier boy to keep true to our Resident Evil roots and do a little bit of a light puzzle. It's a light puzzle because there is very light brain power needed to solve it, and also it involves light. They say just destroy your controller to beat the game. That is the Devil May Cry 1 special. Spin the stick, mash the button.
It's destroy your controller or destroy your wrist.
Yeah, one of the two. Whichever one goes first. This room normally has a platforming puzzle where there's lightning, and the lightning makes it so that you can see the platforms. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, skill issue, you could just double jump up to the top. You don't need to do any of that. You don't even need the double jump, you can wall jump. They didn't test that, I don't think. They were like, nah, this is tall enough, right? Yeah, that'll be fine. It wasn't tall enough. And then we are going to come to our final encounter with Nello Angelo, the 3-time champ of taking a bath. Back at it once again, and now with one more bath to take. Ironic, you holy water the first one once, and then the second one twice, and then the third one 3 times.
I gotta say, like, on harder difficulties, Dante must die. For the speedrun especially, I love Nello 3.
It's fun. It's cool. It's a fun fight.
A good fight. To be able to, especially when you're using it in like a showcase as well, to be able to show how we can manipulate the AI, we can loop them, we can we can cancel our own animations. It literally just shows exactly what we can do with this game and how much we can break it apart.
Yeah, it's really cool. Instead, here we just dump holy waters on them. But
because that's all you need. You just need to hydrate. That's all you need.
Yeah.
On
the
that
higher
note,
difficulties,
if
the
you
items are more
hydrate.
expensive. Yeah, please do. Drink some water. It's good for you. Maybe stretch.
Yeah, chat.
But on the higher difficulties, the items are more expensive, so you can't use them as much.
I'd like chat to check under their seat for their designated holy water, because everyone gets a holy water, and hydrate, please.
Yeah, exactly. They handed them out. This is unfortunate, chat, but this is our last underwater section. We're not going to get to be underwater for the rest of the game. Tragic. You hate to see it.
Such.
Wait, are you doing the air hike strat, or are we going underwater here? No, I lied.
No.
Never mind. I lied. Fake news. This is the last underwater section. It's actually very mildly faster to do this section without making it underwater, but the platforming is very hard. It's like a small time save.
It's like, who put platforming in my action game? Like,
yeah, right.
I was gonna say, I really appreciated just how, like, no, like that just like, no, I am not doing this.
Oh, it is too early in the morning for that.
Oh my goodness. So I am not awake enough for this nonsense.
So we're coming up on the second nightmare fight. Second nightmare fight is more of the same. Gonna be doing that same quick kill strategy. The charged Ifrit punches are really, really good on Nightmare because they don't break his core very fast, and they do a lot of damage. Cool thing about the Ifrit punches is they take, I think 57 frames to charge, which is almost a whole second. Game runs 60 FPS. But you can let go of those punches at 50 frames and they do full damage. So you can actually get a lot higher DPS by letting go of those punches a little bit earlier, which allows you to just barely get in enough time to be able to do that holy water. The amount of time that he has that core out and vulnerable isn't actually very long. So if you are too slow with the punches and you don't pre-charge them correctly, or you don't let go of them early enough, then that holy water will actually do no damage. And so not only do you waste the holy water, but now you haven't killed the boss. And we're not going to see that because Spence is just a Chad. So,
when the game likes to work.
True. We're on mission 19, and there's only 23 missions, so we're coming up on the end. We're also running out of things to collect. There is a weapon that a lot of people miss when they play this game that we're going to collect here. It's called Nightmare Beta. It is pretty garbage, so we're not going to use it all, but we got to pick it up because that's the category. Normally, you get this weapon on mission 15. On mission 15, when you do both sides, where he collected the blue orb fragment on both sides, right? If you complete that whole section, you on the second side will get Nightmare Beta. But it's a lot faster to just wait till here and pick it up on this bed because it only takes like 3 seconds to pick it up here, and it takes a lot longer to pick it up on the other section. So we just wait till now. And that's all of our weapons collected. That's fantastic. We also only have 2 more blue orb fragments to collect. They're both in this room. So once we get both of these, then we'll only have 1 secret mission to do, and we'll have 1 blue orb to collect. And that'll be all of the collectibles. So there we go. We know we didn't miss any of the blue orb fragments because we got 4 of 4 there. There's none left, so that means we must have maxed out. Here we have nobodies. They love to laugh in your face. They can be really scary, a bit annoying. They like to do kind of whatever they want, but they're very weak to the grenade gun, as is everything in this game, because I don't think they tested it at all. But they are especially weak to DT grenade gun. You do 3 times damage instead of just 2, like you do for most things. And like most things, they can be completely stun-locked by just spamming grenade gun and rolling to cancel the animation of the recovery. We'll see Spence here just has to get back across the bridge now, and we'll be ending mission 19 and heading into mission 20, which is Nightmare 3. One of the scarier moments in the run. All of those previous Nightmare fights are building up to this. The cores being changed is going to be affected here. And this fight has another additional phase that normally isn't in the other 2 boss fights. It's got a bit of a last stage desperation phase.
I will say, if anyone's wearing headphones, there is a volume warning for this next fight.
Yeah, it's pretty loud. But we're going to hopefully skip that phase. That's the idea here. We'll see if Spence can pull it off. I'm sure he will. Using that vortex to activate the dial to make him turn into a vulnerable state instantly, and taunting to build Devil Trigger. The grenade gun also builds a ton of Devil Trigger, even if you're just shooting something that doesn't take damage. So we do that and get some punches off. Dump a holy water on him. It's just simple dilution, you know. If he's a puddle, you just add water, you know. Oh, he's on the ceiling. Unlucky. Unfortunate. We gotta wait for him to come down from the ceiling. Oh, locked in the cage. Vortex is good for that. There you go. Got out of it. All good. So you see that Nightmare's almost dead, but once that health bar goes away, there's another health bar that comes out with the additional phase. But if you just do enough damage right now, he'll die. Perfect. So it just skips that entirely. Perfect fight there. Besides getting trapped in the cage. The perfect quick kill, I should say. And then we have the final secret mission, which is really hidden. It's just in a wall. And it is essentially just following these maze tunnels and killing some nobodies. And then there's going to be a little mini boss at the end here. There's the last blue orb fragment. And this one is not going to give us a blue orb fragment. It's going to give us the Bangle of Time, which is really cool. A lot of people don't know this exists in the game either. If you've ever played Devil May Cry 3, Quicksilver is an ability you get in that game. Lets you slow down time at the cost of your Devil Trigger. That's exactly what Bangle of Time is, actually. It does the same thing. Yeah, it's really cool. It's not super useful, and you get it really at the end of the game, so it's not used in any speedrun categories, but very cool. It doesn't work on bosses, but with normal enemies, it completely freezes time, not just slows it down. Like, they literally can't move. Pretty cool. But in order to get it, we got to kill a couple of nobodies. We can use air raid to break their mask and make them small, and then just farm them with some Stinger grenade gun. building up the Devil Trigger back so that we can use Vortex in the next room.
Just do
And then
a
here
little
we're
bit
gonna
of an
see,
aura farm whilst we've got the chance.
Yeah. And then here we're going to see a really cool trick called Cosmo Climb. This is a different variation of it, but for the secret mission. When you do Vortex, it auto-locks onto enemies, right? But if the enemy's above you, you'll go flying straight up. And then you can override the lock-on when you pass the enemy to just keep going up. So you can skip this whole platforming section that normally has you fight a couple of frosts and just fly right to the top of the room. We'll actually be doing that 2 times in this mission. Once there on the secret mission, and then once again right at the end of the mission. Here we have to break a... Go ahead.
I was going to say, that's some genuinely cool tech. I love the Alistair form because of its movement. And I loved it in casual, and just seeing it just absolutely decimate the movement in this game is delightful.
Yeah, it's really cool. There, we use the grenade launcher from across the room to break open this door. And then we're going to have a couple of more nobody fights. And then the big time to climb. This is like the big hype moment at the end of the run, I feel. You get excited, chat, if you have like a monk a steer or like a steering emote. That's the perfect time to use it. It's time to climb. Is the Cosmo Climb invented by a buddy of mine, DE Cosmic, longtime DMC speedrunner. Basically the same exact thing, except for it's a lot harder and it saves a lot more time. Hopefully Spence here will use that vortex to fly up out of plasma and skip all the platforming in that room. Saves like 30 plus seconds if you get it perfectly. Very cool trick. And the unfortunate part about it is if you don't do it like right off the rip, it's really hard to save. Like it's really hard to get another attempt at it.
I think max is probably 2 attempts and not on an any percent run because we don't have that much DT. All collectibles, we have a bit more Devil Trigger that we can actually get a couple more attempts out of it, and 100% we've probably got a full bar at this point. So maybe you could squeeze 3 attempts out, but yeah, ideally we want it first try, so I'm gonna shut up.
You got this. Okay, we take those. Not the perfect climb, but made it up top. Let's go. Huge. Fantastic work there, Spence.
Oh, absolutely.
And now we have Undis, mission 22. This mission is basically just 2 boss fights, and this boss is brutal. We are going to see a bit of a cheese on the first phase here. Basically, the director of this game, Kamiya, loves arcade games, loves Harrier shooters. So he's like, screw it, we're putting one in this game right at the end. We're changing genres, I don't care. And it's awful. But fortunately, if you have Devil Trigger, you can throw a big dragon at the boss. It does a ton of damage. And so you can just use Devil Stars to refill your Devil Trigger and then just spam him with dragons. It is actually a little bit faster to fight him normally if you just mash really hard. But that is way harder. So it is much, much safer to do it like this, and I respect it heavily. The second phase, also back to normal gameplay, but very difficult and a little bit scary. We're just gonna jump in the lava and screw this boss's mechanics and just beat him up. We're just gonna take his lunch money, standing in lava, aura farming, not caring, and just slandering the man.
Honestly seems correct.
Legit the safest strategy in many scenarios, because that boss is very scary. So the best way to stop little bro from beating you up is to smack the controller out of his hand and not let him play the game. You know, just take him out before he got a chance.
True.
Fantastic.
You ever see those memes where like you see the little guy and someone's just got their hand on their head and they just can't fight? It's exactly what we've just done.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So now we're on the final mission. We're coming to a close. Our time here is almost up. Dumping another holy water for good measure on the nobodies. But we've collected everything. We have done all the secret missions. I think we could say all collected, basically. We just have to beat the game. And of course, Capcom gives us an extremely generous timer to escape. So we might, fly out of the the island and then get to just sit there and wait for like 3 minutes before it explodes. On our way out, we're gonna fight Mundus one more time though, and this time he's gonna get dumped on by Vortex. Vortex, fun fact about Vortex, it actually does more damage if you spam the button than holding the button. That saves like 3 seconds on the boss fight here, actually.
Yeah. I don't know why or how. I think it's because I'm guessing the damage rolls from the first initial hit from Vortex is higher, whereas the continuous damage rolls that you get normally
It's lower.
Is a lot lower, yeah.
I think it's just because Camille wants you to destroy your hands, personally. That's my take.
There's a lot in this game where mashing just seems
press
to
the
do...
button faster, yeah.
It looks like we have a winner.
Jackpot.
Okay. Time will be coming up shortly. Once we
One more Harrier section for good measure.
get the hell out of here.
If you hold down on the right analog stick, you finish the section 10 seconds faster.
What?
Yeah.
The plane flies faster.
Do not
I don't-
hold
I don't know.
the right analog stick up.
Yeah, you'll die.
The-
Actually, you'll die.
yeah. And hold on. Time.
GG.
GG. Man,
Fun fact,
fantastic
I
run.
lost a world record run to holding the analog stick the wrong way.
Wait, really?
I genuinely did. I've lost 2 world record runs in this game. One for that, and another is because I didn't have the red orbs to pay for one of the doors.
Oh my god.
It's insane.
Classic.
But as you can
GG
see
though,
there as
fantastic
well,
run.
looking at the total results at the end, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 out of 23 S ranks. So we always say that the all collectibles run is a massive, massive big gateway into anyone who may be looking to run 100%, or just for a bit of added challenge on top of the normal any percent kind of run as well. But yeah, that was all collectibles, and I think the record for this at the moment's about 54 minutes real time. There was a time that we didn't think sub 1 hour was possible, and then there's been so many runners over the past year or so just absolutely decimating this run. Waifu, myself, Flannels, Out with a Yang, just to name a few. But yeah, I love this game, I love this series, I love this community, and there's not really much more I can say about it, to be honest. I think Waifu's covered all the bases. Should have really been his run, really. I've just kind of been a proxy.
No, you did fantastic.
You knocked it out of the park
Not at all.
on this run, and Waifu, you've been a fantastic commentator. Absolutely, like,
Thank you.
Yeah,
killed it on commentary.
literally.
Thank you.
And this game, because you could probably tell from what Waifu was explaining, where I'm having to think of 5 different things at once. Where's my orb count? What items do I have? What's in the next room? What boss is at the end of this section? How do I fight that boss? Is there anything I need to get a backup of? And to try and explain that whilst also simultaneously doing it is very, very tricky. So having someone who's as knowledgeable as myself on this, and especially when it's someone like Waifu, is a really big help. So I want to just obviously shout out Waifu runs every single time. You know, a legend in the
Thanks,
game,
man.
and couldn't be happier to say he's a friend and in the communities that we are. And also shout out to DE Cosmic, because I don't think without his tutorial for the any percent run I'd be here. So
Oh yeah.
definitely shout out DE Cosmic, and of course Maxi Lobes, the pioneer of this run at GDQ. So definitely shout outs to the entire community on this, and shout out to Amber and the staff for having me. It's been a dream to get on an event like this. So to be asked to do so is an honor, to be honest. And apologies for the little technical glitch in the middle there.
You have nothing
But,
to apologize for. These things happen.
It happens. It's never happened before. That's the only thing.
I mean,
So, yeah,
if it's
no,
gonna
I
happen
appreciate
now,
that.
at least it happened right when it was right after a save and quit, you know?
Exactly. memes on memes on memes.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I really appreciate giving the opportunity to be in on here. And
Of course.
yeah, hopefully I can come back in the future. We'll do Devil May Cry 2 at some point. Who said that?
It has been delightful.
I've loved it. I've absolutely loved it, yeah.
It's been delightful having y'all on, and I'm very much looking forward to your run of this category again on Fast Pace for Pride over on Fast Pace Events channel. You'll be doing the same category, all collectibles, on the Sunday of the marathon, November 30th, and that's going to be around... I'm looking at my time right. 1:15 Eastern, obviously. Marathon slide, and we have, tech issues or people run really far ahead. So definitely tune in throughout that weekend, the 28th through the 30th, for Fast Pace for Pride 2025. But we have one more run after this. We're going to be showcasing one more run from the Fast Pace for Pride schedule, and that's going to be Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon Arena Rush. There we go, not Area Rush. Arena Rush by the King's Pride. All right, everyone, welcome back to episode 55 of Passion Project. This is the best place on Twitch to show the world what you love the most in speedrunning and gaming, and that includes games like Armored Core. I'm joined by the King's Pride, who is going to be running Armored Core 6, not just for Passion Project, not just for Fast Pace for Pride 2025. I cannot believe how I almost butchered that name, but also for GDQ. Pride, thank you so much for being here tonight. How are you doing, man?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much, Amber. Yes, it is I, the King's Pride. You can call me Pride, or the Kyle Hill that you ordered on Temu. We currently have Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Like Amber so generously mentioned, this is going to be on Fast Pace for Pride, and it's also going to be on GDQ. So this is probably going to be your purest experience of seeing it without any breaks for announcements or donations or anything like that. So we're going to get right into things. I'm going to load into the game. Now, you may ask, hey, young Santa, what is Arena Rush? I know that everybody in the Armored Core Discord asked me that when I got this into, thank you, Windows Defender summary, messing with my flow. When I got this into GDQ, everybody was like, hey, what is this category? So, my personal favorite part of any Armored Core that I have ever played, which is this one, I don't own a PS4 or PS3. Anyway, my favorite part is the arena. The arena, first of all, Armored Core, cover my bases, is a mech combat game. It is made by From Software, who you may know from such titles as Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Kingsfield, if you're old. But they also made this incredible game where you have giant robots and you make them fight each other like they're action figures. It's so cool. So I started learning AnyPercent for this. AnyPercent for this is fantastic. But I was like, man, I really like the arena. And nobody speedruns the arena. And I was like, let's speedrun the arena. So I have my endgame build here. And I started doing it with the endgame build. And I was like, man, this sucks. This is not fun, intensely so. It's the same strategy over and over and over again. I like to play a very fast double shotgun build. It's a ton of fun, not very fun to watch, and it gets monotonous. So I thought, hey, what if I make the stupidest category of all time, wherein I have to explain it every single time that I do it? Because I am intelligent. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go into this AC design menu, and we're going to hit AC data here. So fun fact, after you defeat an enemy in the arena, you get the data for their entire build. You get their build, the paint on it, every single thing, the air freshener in the cockpit, the whole shebang. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with loader 4 here, which is the default AC. This is what we start the game with. And we are going to start in the arena, and we're going to start with number 29, rank F, Invincible Rummy. We're going to go through all 29 fights in the arena, and as soon as we defeat one, we're going to take their machine, take it into the next fight. It'll make sense. Trust me, it'll make sense.
I love this concept. This is great.
It might make sense, but
for my Pokemon players out there, it's Battle Factory. It is literally Battle Factory.
What the heck is Battle Factory? I don't.
Battle Factory
if
is
that
where
makes
you
sense, it makes
defeat an
sense.
opponent. Yeah, you defeat an opponent, and then you can take their Pokemon and use it for yourself.
It's
That is
exactly
literally
that.
what it is.
It's Battle Factory, if that helps. Anyway, I'm going to get started here. So we're going to start with Invincible Rummy, and I'm going to start telling y'all a bit of the basics of the game, but we are ready to get started if you are, Amber.
I'm ready to have the count in for time. Go ahead.
All right, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, begin the run. So like I said, this is a mech combat game. This game is tons of fun, incredibly great. We are going to have 4 weapon slots on us. We're going to have left hand, left shoulder, right shoulder. We're going to immediately kick and miss. Great. So Rummy here has a lot of close range armaments. So I'm going to kind of stay out of his way. So we have this machine gun on our right hand. It's an assault rifle, whatever. I'm not too stressed about it. We have missiles on our right shoulder, and then we have a sword on our left hand. Now you can see that he just went into what is called ACS load limit. So the ACS system, you see this little arcing bar above his my targeting reticle here. It's also right at the top of the screen if you ever want to look at that. It's right above his AC's health. I didn't need to walk into that. And whenever that bar fills up, which it's filled up by just dealing damage, hitting the enemy, whenever that fills up, we're going to be able to do big damage with direct hits, and melee weapons are a great way to follow up on that. So we have defeated Rummy. So you know what that means.
That means that
we're
Rummy.
We're going to become Rummy. We're going to become the worst guy in the game. The story goes out of its way to point out to you that this guy sucks. And his AC, just as bad. Frankly, just as bad. It's terrible. But we are going to take it. So we're going to go into the arena. We're going to go to our next fight, which is against Index Dunham. We're going to go to AC Data, and then we're going to load up Mad Stomp. Index Rummy, by the way, for anybody who played the game, you probably remember him very well because he has one of my favorite voice lines in the game where he just dies and he yells the name of his AC. He just goes, Mad Stomp! And it's like, I appreciate the theater of it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
But we are going to be fighting Dunham here. So, like I said, Rummy has very close range armaments. So we have our chainsaw on the left and our tiny little shotgun on the right. So what we're going to do, you can see at the bottom that I have this white bar below my own ACS meter. That is my engine. So anytime that I quick boost like that, anytime I dodge, anytime I assault boost, which is whenever I go forward like that, it is going to drag that bar all the way down into the pits of despair. You did not need to walk into that, my friend. So we're going to try to not have that run out on us, because if you run out of engine power, engine energy, whatever, if you run out, you can't move quickly, you can't have, you can't quick boost, you're basically stuck walking. That's a bad place to be. That is a great place for the enemy to overload your own ACS and then blast you to Kingdom Come. It's a little slow, is what I'm saying. It's dying is a little slow. So we're gonna try to avoid that the best that we can. Now, I didn't get to talk much about how bad Rummy is because Dunham just decided to walk into the chainsaw. The chainsaw, underrated weapon, because it does a ton of direct damage, but if you try to hit an enemy with it while they are not an ACS strain, they tend to just walk out of it because they can. ACS strain, it increases the amount of damage that an enemy takes. It also makes them stand stock still, depending on the weight of their AC. Heavier ACs can move faster, that kind of thing. It's kind of your trade-off for entering it more often. But I think that's about it for the basics of combat. If I run out of health, I die. That feels pretty simple. We're going to have, you see below where it says AP in the bottom left, I have my expansion slot. A lot of these early game builds are not going to have an expansion slot, so we're not going to have to worry about that for a little while. But this is Dunham. So Dunham has a kind of a bad build. Dunham is a member of what is known as the RLF, the Rubicon Liberation Front. A primer on the story of this game, it's Dune. If you've ever seen Dune, it's literally Dune. I don't know what to tell you other than it's Dune. So we have several corporations in place of the Harkonians. That's the Zelda thing. But listen. We have several corporations. We have Balaam and Archivist who are fighting for the control of the planet that has, instead of the spice, we have coral. It's like if the internet was flame. It's a really good data conduit. It's a really good, it's a incredibly, please don't do this to me, Red. It's an incredibly good fuel source. So it's basically a wonder material. I'm going to kick you to death.
Look, you mentioning it's as if the internet were flammable. What do you mean? The internet is always on fire at all times. Have you seen social media?
If it's like if social media, you could put it into your engine and it could run the engine for like 50 years straight. It's pretty good. It's like if you took Twitter toxicity and you just mashed it up and you threw it in there and then your stuff worked better. It may be people. We don't need to worry about that. But all of the RLF builds are there's a couple that are not too bad. There's a couple that I really love. There are some that are bad because they're supposed to be like underfunded. They're the resistance fighters. They don't have money. They're like trying to fight back, but they really can't. But one of the groups that they're trying to fight back against is a member of the Red Guns here, G6 Red. I entered the wrong fight.
I was wondering because I was like, that's the third from the top.
Listen, I was explaining the plot of Armored Core 6. I got too excited. It's fine. We're gonna be fighting those, and we're gonna take G6 Red.
There we go.
There we go. We're back on track, folks. So G6 Red. That is a call sign. Every character in here has a call sign. They're not really names. But they are a member of the Red Guns, which is Balaam's AC squad. Anytime I say AC, it's Armored Core. It's always Armored Core. But the Red Gun builds are very interesting. They tend to focus on bullets and explosives more than anything. So that gives us good direct hit damage. It gives us a good amount of pressure on enemies. And if we have, for instance, this huge bazooka on our left hand, that does massive direct hit damage. So we're going to be following up anytime that we hit that ACS strain on our enemies with that bazooka. We're currently fighting Nozak. Nozak is an independent mercenary. The main character of AC6, C4621. That's the combo of numbers. C4621 is also an independent mercenary. The indies tend to have some kind of wacky builds. So Nozak has a fairly balanced build. Fun fact, Nozak's whole deal in the lore is that he just wants to pimp out his AC, so he defrauded everybody on Rubicon for parts for his AC, and you can find him hiding in a pipe somewhere in the game. I would be very surprised if anybody found him on their first playthrough. But he has a laser pistol in the right hand, a machine gun on the left hand, burst rifle kind of thing, and then he has a Morley on the right shoulder. Now the Morley is what's called a spread bazooka. It's a shotgun that shoots rockets. Sounds very cool, is very cool. Unfortunately, very inaccurate, even though it is a shotgun. So anytime we use explosive weapons, you're going to see me trying to jump above the enemy. That's just to try to catch them in the blast radius. You know, it's like Halo. You shoot at their feet. But this that we are fighting against is Materlink. Materlink is a member of the Vespers, who is the other corporation that we talked about, Archivist. That is their AC squad. So the Vespers have a ton of energy weapons. You'll see them rocking shields a lot, and they're also a pain in my neck. They're very cool. Their builds are very fun. This was a huge hurdle for me playing the game casually. It was a huge hurdle for me trying to learn this run. I was trying to outsmart Materlink. I was like, oh, she's got a plasma cannon, so I've got to like try to bait out the plasma cannon and dodge it. And it turns out that if you just keep up constant fire, her build doesn't really compensate well for that. It's a little frail. So we're able to beat her just with overwhelming fire support. Now we are heading into maybe the hardest. This is gonna be tough, folks. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this in one shot. We're going to be fighting UAU. This is another, remember how I said that some of the RLF fighters, they have really good builds? UAU, maybe the best build in the game. Like, genuinely, maybe the greatest build of all time. You could take UAU into the matchmaking mode, where you can fight against other people, and people will quake in their boots. They will shake in their chairs. They will laugh at you because UAU is terrible. For some reason, they gave this little girl a big mech that has 2 grenade launchers on it and nothing else. And fun fact, when you have 2 grenade launchers on a bipedal mech, you kind of sit in place for a while you do nothing. We're going to kill her with a kick. No, she dodged it. Like I said, UAU, best build in the whole game. So that was a little bit of fun theater, right? We had fun here on the GDQ Hotfix, folks. We're gonna have fun on fast-paced events, fast-paced for Pride. We're gonna have fun on Awesome Games Done Quick 2026.
Yeah, I almost forgot what year it was too. I heard that hesitation.
Don't worry about it. We're not gonna have fun in a second here because we have to use UAU now. By the rules that I have set out, we're gonna fight Swinburne here. He is another member of the Vespers. Swinburne's build, terrible. That's my only saving grace, is that Swinburne is actually the slime of the earth. Fun fact, you can get an alternate fight. He offers you a deal. He's like, hey, I'll give you a couple of Chili's coupons if you don't kill me. And I don't know anybody who in their first way around was like, I kind of love Chili's though.
Is this the right fight?
This is the correct fight, yes.
Okay, cool.
This is against Swinburne. And Swinburne is bad, but guess what? UAU is so much worse. So anytime that I shoot these, they're called iridiums, I'm going to be rooted in place because my AC physically cannot handle the strain of shooting these tiny little grenade launchers. So I'm going to make judicious use of the kick. Don't punch me, my guy. I'm going to make judicious use of the kick here. So I can assault boost towards an enemy, then I can kick at them. Don't shield my iridiums, you guy. But it is actually an unlockable thing. Fun fact, beating fights in the arena gives you points to unlock upgrades for all of your machines. One of those upgrades is the ability to swing your foot in front of you and kick. Swinburne, don't do this to me, I beg of you. So if Swinburne decides that he is going to not play nice with us, he's just going to demolish us. Fun fact, he does have the worst melee weapon in the game there, though. As you can see, I can just kind of gently walk backwards and it misses, and it's a massive animation that he never quits out of. The AI on this guy is fascinating, and I'd love to write a dissertation about it, but he is going to die to my foot. Boom. So that's kind of a hurdle. You know what? These iridiums are so bad, I'd just throw them away.
After the fight's done, of course.
We could do it before the fight's done. That might be a hint for future things to come. You should tune into Fast Pace for Pride and Awesome Games Done Quick 2026. Very smooth, I know. Thank you.
We love a good segue out here.
We love a good segue out here.
Pride, you said, like, young Santa, and I was just like, oh no, now I can't unsee it because of your glasses.
Don't worry about it. I work retail. Children stare at me. Don't worry about it. So we're going to be fighting Wu High now. So Wu High, this is one of the red guns, G3 Li Long, I think. Anyway, Wu High is meant to be kind of a saturation machine. He's got 2 missile launchers. That didn't work very well. He's got 2 missile launchers. One of them splits into a ton of projectiles. He's going to blast me right there. And he has a pretty good, actually, little machine gun on him that is one of my personal favorites. But we're going to try our best to sneak up on him here. So you'll see that I do now have expansions to use. I believe that Swinburne might be the first of them that has an expansion. I feel like Materlink might as well. Anyway, so there are several expansions in this game. A lot of good customizability. A lot of fantastic customizability in this game, frankly. But The expansions are either terminal armor, which is this, so I can get rid of all of my ACS strain, and then it gives me a little force field for a bit. There is also what you saw earlier, which is that's not terminal, that's pulse protection. I don't know. There's the shield. There's a big blast that you can do. There is terminal armor, which is whenever you're about to die, it gives you a quick shield, stops you at 1 health. It is kind of a nuke-friendly thing, I would say, that it really helps you out whenever you're learning the game, gives you a safety blanket, especially in the campaign where you have repair kits, so you can basically just... I don't know why I think I was thinking of downing Estus. It's kind of the same thing. You get heals. But in the arena, it'll buy you a couple of seconds. Then there's a big force field that you can do, and I think that's the 4. I think I said 4? Yeah. Anyway, so we are going to be fighting Ring Freddy in Candle Ring here. So Candle Ring is another AC that you probably will not encounter in normal gameplay. You could. Anyway, he's another RLF fighter. He's going to be our first of the series that uses one of my personal favorite cores, the Elcano set. He does, however, have a wheelchair. It is specifically tank legs, because you can be a tank in this game, spoiler alert, and but they're tank legs that are supposed to emulate a wheelchair, and in doing so, it's like some kind of... It's got like symbolism of like the RLF are veterans, all of this stuff. But it basically means that he's going to be zooming all around, and he has a couple of handheld cluster missile launchers, and then these big, dangerous... I knew you would do that. I knew you were going to do that. He has these big, dangerous launchers on his shoulders that he can move. He can fire while on the move. His tank legs can take a lot of recoil before they're like staggered. So we're going to be trying to not be hit by those while we're trying to get him here ourselves. And then I'm going to actually run up on him here. And I'm going to... Oh, well, never mind. I was going to hit him with the big old blast, but you know what? I can show it off. Boom. That does a lot of ACS strain. You can just kind of walk away from it, so it's good to time it better. But that is going to be Lilon, and we're going to be taking Candle Ring. Now, the thing is that this next fight is a little more difficult. So Candle Ring, very good at being very mobile. It can kind of harass an enemy if you can stay away from them. But we are going to be fighting Hawkins, who is another one. Oh, it's Hawkins. Why do I have him as Hawkins in my split? I don't know, man. I question myself sometimes.
Look, I had the category wrong for like a week.
That's also fair. I didn't
because I couldn't read.
So, yeah, you know what? We'll call it.
Neither one of us caught it. It took a friend of ours like pointing it out, like, you're gonna have to go.
You're not doing that category. And like, I in fact am not doing a category that is an hour longer than this. But Hawkins actually can kind of catch up with us pretty easily. He's got some good like anti-harassment measures. So he uses plasma, and the plasma launcher is going to be able to have an area of effect. So us running around is going to be a lot less effective. And this is a thing that the AI in this game loves to do. If they have this little shield, the force field expansion on them, they love to use it right when they're going to hit ACS strain, and really just ruin my day by prolonging the fight. So ideally, we would like stagger them out of trying to use it, but we don't live in an ideal world. I don't think that anybody's ever claimed that we live in a perfect world, right? Nobody's trying to claim that. So
no. You'll hear crickets.
Why would it? Yeah, crickets. We're almost dead. Hey, that wasn't even close at all. I don't know. Anyway, so we were able to get out of there pretty handily. And that wasn't even close at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Everything's under control.
Yes. Hey, here to help in the audience. Thank you very much. Ring Freddy, canonically queer. He is canonically a gay man. Shout outs to Fast Pace for Pride, what we're going to be putting on. It's a neat little show. You should check it out. Sorry for calling your event a neat little show. I don't know if that's...
I mean, You have no idea. After this is literally like the month of my 6-year anniversary running Hotfix, and I am sitting there still calling the event a show. Like when I'm talking to staff, and I'm like, before we go live with the show, and I'm like, wait a minute,
it's just a show.
It is technically a show.
Neat little show feels derogatory, weirdly. Anyway, neither here nor there. This is Iguazu. Iguazu is the world's #1 hater. If you play this game and you want to get the third ending, which is exclusive to New Game Plus Plus, I know that sounds like a lot. I promise you it's a ton of fun to get there. If you ever just feel like humiliating Iguazu a bunch, you will get the third ending. He is the world's greatest hater, and he's also kind of a little monster sometimes. Iguazu likes to pretend like he is the protagonist. He does not have protagonist energy, so we're gonna correct him on that. Oh my gosh, he is just outrunning me at every turn here. Iguazu, when did you get good at this game? Oh my goodness.
Oh my lord.
What is he doing? Sometimes the AI in this game just decides that you don't get to play, and that's what Iguazu's really doing to us right now. There we go.
Yeah, you were getting styled on for a second there. Holy
then
buckets.
He dodged my laser blast. Fun. So Iguazu uses an armor that I really like, and I was gonna say that his build is kind of garbo, but then he's really just like demolishing me with it. It's fine, we're good. Close. More than David Hayter? He's so much of a bigger hater than David Hayter. Did you see it? He's like several stories tall in his AC. It counts.
He did in fact drink his haterade today.
He took his hater tots. He ate his hater tots. He drank his haterade, and he showed up ready to hate. So Iguazu's build annoys me in ways that I cannot possibly begin to state because it's so close to being really good. Headbringer. So the unfortunate part is that Headbringer does evolve a little bit as you go through New Game Plus Plus and you humiliate the world's greatest hater. He starts to like take new parts from other people. He starts to work with forces heretofore unseen. And we get none of that. He has a linear rifle, which is a sniper rifle. In this game, we have a maximum lock-on distance. And he has a Turner, this little machine gun, which I love. It's great. He has I think that's a 4-cell rocket launcher, which I love. It's not too bad. If you're going to go with a missile launcher, sure. 4-cell, fine. It recharges very quickly. It locks on very quickly. I have no problems with that. Linear rifles are terrible, and he also has a shield, which I really don't like using. Something shields and gender passivity. So he doesn't have a good follow-up for ACS strain, but with my clever piloting, he is able to. We're able to do pretty good. If you replaced that linear rifle with like a pistol and replaced that shield with like a sword, he'd be golden. It's still good. He's so close to being good, and he's just not. And it's diegetic, right? Like most of these builds, if there's something crappy about a build, it's usually because like they're trying to stick to a theme. You know, it's all about story. This game is very big on story, like most, not Rubicon, like most FromSoft games. It's really big on story. But we are going to be piloting Shinobi now. So Shinobi, very interesting. Roku Monsen, pilot of Shinobi, is the world's biggest weeb. He only speaks in haiku. Roku Monsen itself is a pun that it's about a old Japanese like custom of 6 coins to, pass the river of the dead, like it's the Sanzu toll. He really wants to be the main protagonist. Fun fact, Roku Monsen found his way onto Rubicon mysteriously. We don't know how, but he was he was injured, he was dying, and he was saved by little Zai, who pilots UAU, the worst machine in the game. And so now he has pledged himself to her service. So he wants to be an isekai protagonist. Do with that as you may. But we're going to be fighting Gunhead here. Gunhead is a very classic tank. It has 4 very dangerous weapons that it can just kind of cycle between. So we really don't want to get hit by any of those. Okay. It's very hard to build ACS strain on this. I really don't want to get too close. He has an incredible shotgun. And I have kind of this dinky little shotgun. And there we go. So we have the yo-yo. We hit him twice with the yo-yo, and then we bolt. Okay. Okay, bud. We don't got it. I'm gonna hit this. Just give myself a little bit of breathing room.
More games need a yo-yo as a weapon.
More games do need a yo-yo as a weapon.
Like Terraria
Earthbound
has yo-yo
underrated.
weapons.
Yeah, and there we go. See? Yo-yo melee weapon. It also, you can charge it up. I wonder if I'll have time to show it off. Yeah, you can charge it up, and it spins around. And
I
gives
love
you, like,
it.
a little shield, and then you can yank it out, and it just does a big plasma burst. It's very cool. It's not great. The story is big on AI is bad. That's so true. Yeah. So we are going to move right into we're going to be fighting the 3 Pater. Yeah, 3. So like I said, Gunhead, or Cannon Head, not Gunhead. Cannon Head, tons of fun to use. Tank builds in this game, they're kind of off meta, but if you're playing a single player game, meta doesn't really matter. Fun fact, meta doesn't matter. So, I mean, this is proof of that. I'm using a bunch of very bad builds on this, but I'm having a fantastic time. So, Pater is going to be trying to use superior, mobility, because he has what are called reverse jointed legs. So, reverse joints let him jump very high, as you can see right there, and it's going to let him kind of bounce around. He uses pulse weapons, which are very, very damaging. Like, they can pump out a ton of damage. The problem is that they overheat very quickly. So anytime that he comes in kind of close to try to hit us with his sword, to try and follow up on some damage, I really wish that I had a shield right now. But anytime that he tries to follow up on some damage, I'm going to hit him with some of these blasts. I'm doing pretty bad against him at the moment. He is really kind of schmooping around me. Again, if Pater decides to let you have a good day today, and just like decides to get hit by some of these missiles, then we can have a fine time, Pater, please. He decides to just kind of stick in the air, like, as such. Oh, come on, we can get him. I believe in us. I might not believe in us that much.
Oh,
I might not believe in us that much. There we go, first death, let's go! I usually have one death to run somewhere. Usually not here, but whatever, we don't need to worry about it. I'm trying to do commentary, it's fine. The estimate is generous. So this is kind of a thing of like the matchups in this run are so interesting. Like what could be really good for one character might be really bad for another, and vice versa. Like it's really interesting. Like I said, if Pater decides that he's just gonna bring it today, like the one drawback, I mean, among several of these big heavy cannon like tank builds are that we really can't get high very easily. It has a built-in booster, which is bad, and it like chunks almost. You can see almost half of my energy away whenever I try to dodge with it. So we're really not going to be dodging too much. We're going to be face tanking a lot. And fun fact, face tanking not very good in a game where you have a stagger system.
Yeah. Also, just seeing your hover, it just reminds me and is giving me flashbacks of the Landmaster in Star Fox 64, which incidentally,
Landmaster coded
yeah,
right
which is
now.
Incidentally the opening run of Fast Paced for Pride. Like that, we're gonna have Argic opening Fast Paced for Pride with a single life score attack with Star Fox 64, and that's gonna be sick.
That's going to be very interesting. Okay, so Pater has terminal armor, so you can see now we just need to land one more hit on him. Just one more hit. There we go. Okay. As you saw, I didn't even like drop to half health there. It gives you a warning whenever you drop to half health. So I might have done it. I might have just not heard it. But sometimes the AI is like, go for it. Sometimes the AI is like, not here, buddy. So it's a pretty... As consistent as this run tends to be, it can also be pretty volatile, so it's always exciting. Like, that's the fun part. I personally, I like to tell this story a lot. I have, one time I was at a GDQ, I think, I don't remember, but I was talking to Ben Stevens, fantastic Zelda runner, very cool guy, very nice mustache, frankly. But he was like a little tipsy, I think, I don't know, or maybe very tired. But we were all just like in a circle talking, and he's like been kind of quiet the whole time, and I didn't really know him very well at the time. I was like, what's this guy's like deal? And he just goes, hey, all I'm saying is, and I'm like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Like, that's never a good start to a sentence. He goes, all I'm saying is, speedrunning should be fun. And I was like, you might be the greatest genius of our time. Speedrunning should be fun. And that is a motto that I have lived by almost my entire, Jesus Lord, almost my entire time. I'm sorry, I'm getting mollywopped here. I need to take a second. But almost my entire speedrunning career, since I've heard that, I'm like, you're so right. Speedrunning should be fun. Like,
holy crap, we're getting styled on.
Getting so good. So this is Sula. Sula is a jerk. Sula is a massive jerk face. He is a lot of people's first wall. He's the first AC that you fight that's really going to give you trouble in the game. Ha! Eat my terminal arm. No. I'm going to kick him. I'm going to kick him to death. No, I'm not. Oh, Sula. There we go.
Oh my god.
So that's why terminal arm is pretty good. High key. It can really save you.
That big old red one
you, like,
right
a couple
there.
Of seconds. We can ignore the red one in the corner. It's fine. It's fine. It's probably fine. But Sula is one of the biggest walls for early game, which is very funny because he kind of forces you to rethink your builds. He has a lot of like area damage. So if you either don't have the mobility to get away from him, or you have the skills to dodge his stuff, or you have a chunky enough build. What am I looking? I'm looking for Sula. Where am I? There we are. Yes, I have had to memorize this whole thing. No, I have not done it well. Why are we trying to fight Sula again?
Do not fight the Sula again.
That I selected Chatty. Anyway, he forces you to rethink your build, and it really is like a big level up point for me in the game, where I was like, wow, like I feel confident because Sula was really beating me into the ground for a long time. And then I rethought my build. I got good at the game, and then immediately go into Balteus, who shoots a billion missiles at you all at the same time. He is a very famous boss in this game because he is a mean. Balteus is mean. But enough about Balteus. So this is Chatty Stick, beloved character, dies in every timeline. So Chatty is an AI, and he is all about bombarding. So he has 2 grenade launchers, but he has tank treads. So unlike our good friend UAU, he actually kind of can use them well. And then he has a ton of explosive weapons. I accidentally one time loaded back into this mission as Chatty. Like I took the correct build, but I launched the wrong mission, and I just could not see the screen. It's so many explosions all the time. I'm gonna follow up. So another thing that it's a little bit more of a advanced technique is you can actually extend the stagger on enemies if you hit them with certain moves that will normally just give them a little bit of knockback, that kind of thing. So the kick is one of those. So oftentimes I'm going to follow up with a kick right after I stagger an enemy, just extend their stagger meter a little bit. It is a huge deal in Analysis Rush, which is, fun fact, there's a second arena. This is New Game Plus exclusive. This is the hard stuff. This is really, it's frankly, it's so cool. But we're not going to be showing that off today, because we're going to be doing the regular arena. But in the final fight of Analysis Rush, it's tough. So I had to learn a good amount of stagger extend combos for the build that you're given there. It's a lot of fun, though. Speaking of a lot of fun, this is another one of our excellent RLF pilots. This is Index Dunham. So, or not, that's not Index Dunham. What am I talking about? This is Middle Flatwell. We already did Dunham. I'm actually
quite a while ago, actually.
Quite a while ago, in fact, one might say.
Like when you were loading up this fight, I was like, I definitely read Flatwell as finger.
It is. So all of the RLF fighters in this game, fun fact, are named after fingers. That they're all part of the hand of the RLF. So Middle Flatwell, Index Dunham, Ring Freddy, Little Zai, and then Thumb Dolmayan, who we will see later. But Flatwell has a build that I absolutely love and gets absolutely dumpstered if you just hit it with a bunch of stuff. Fun fact, Chatty's really good at just hitting things with a bunch of stuff. So that's where we have a very easy matchup. 28 seconds, no big deal whatsoever. But like I mentioned with Ring Freddy, the Elcano core is one of my favorites in this whole game. We are going to O'Keefe. And
We're looking for Tsubasa. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so Tsubasa, it uses the full Elcano set. I tend not to use the whole Elcano set. I have a specific head that I like a lot, and I usually switch out the arms depending on what gun I'm using. But he actually has a very nice balanced build here. So we have the Etsujin on the right hand, I believe, and the Ransetsu on the left. So that is just a couple of burst rifles, does very good pressure here. He has, again, that missile launcher, that 4-cell, very solid. It's good for harassing enemies, keeping them dodging so that they keep on using up their energy. And then he has a weapon bayed weapon, which I have not talked about. One of the upgrades in this game that you can get is the weapon bay, where you can have a hand weapon on your shoulder that you can swap out at any time. So he has the little gem launcher there, which you saw does a ton of damage to a staggered enemy. So we swap those out very quick, and we can swap, like shoot and then swap super fast. Sort of like the tech you saw in Devil May Cry earlier, where you can shoot, hit, shoot. Very similar, and it leads to very spectacular results. I am hugely in favor of weapon bay builds. Shoulder weapons are overrated. Change my mind. People will try to change my mind. But now we are going into Cinder Carla. So if you thought that Chatty's whole thing was throwing a bunch of stuff around and seeing what hits, you haven't seen anything yet. So Carla is a member of RAD, as is Chatty, as is Invincible Rummy. RAD are scrappers, so they have a lot of very industrial builds. Again, a lot of like heavy machinery, a lot of missiles. You're about to see just so many missiles. So Carla is going to try to hit us with 1 million missiles. And we're just gonna kind of hover in the air. Fun fact, tetrapod legs, these 4-legged machines that I'm using right here, actually can hover for a good amount of time as long as you have energy. That lets us get away from the seat, or away from the floor. And you really don't want to be near the floor whenever an enemy is using a bunch of missiles, because you don't want that splash damage hitting you. But as O'Keefe, with Baron Flower here, we're going to be able to pretty effectively, I was going to say pretty effectively dodge all those. I'm going to hit that to reset my stagger meter. And Carla's build, unfortunately, not very great. She has a big heavy build, but without a ton of extra health to it. It's very stable, so she can shoot all these missiles very well. Also, she hacked the simulator. Little fun. But it just leads to a pretty easy fight here. And as we know, when we have an easy fight against a bad build, what comes next? A very hard fight against a very good build. So we're going to be fighting Cold Call next. Cold Call pilots Dead Sled. There is Cold Call. So Dead Sled, I love this build. We're going to find Full Force. Dead Sled has a lot of laser weapons. He has reverse jointed legs. Fun fact, he has heavy reverse jointed legs. There are only 3 sets in the game, which is nonsense because reverse joints are very cool. Reverse jointed legs give you a lot of mobility. They let you jump very high. They increase your boost from using your I'm going to focus that from using your quick boost, but they also tend to be very unstable. They tend to like let you get staggered much more easily. So the heavy ones here, the spring chickens, actually kind of mitigate a little bit of that. They're a little bit more of a medium instead of the extremes of the normal of the build. Dead Slider, you could like cooperate a little bit. But that means he has tons of mobility to try to outrun our missiles with. So we're going to try to stagger our missile use here. We just have so many missiles. And then problem is that whenever he does hit ACS strain, it's very hard to follow up on him. So getting that direct damage in is pretty hard with this build because all of these missiles you see, they hang in the air for a while. That's what's like confound your enemies, make it harder for them to dodge. Fun fact, the computer has very few problems dodging. So I'm going to try to blast him to Kingdom Come here. We're going to kick him. There we go. That's actually the hardest fight in this whole thing. Trying to do anything with Carla's build here, you can see just how slow it is. It's very ponderous. It does not jump very well. A lot of missiles, but he can dodge our missiles very well. But we're out of it. We're good. And we get to use Dead Sled. And I think that Dead Sled is, again, a marvelous build. I love reverse joints, and specifically the spring chickens are so good. They're very chunky. They're a lot of fun to use. And also, let me get Dead Sled here. They deal increased kick damage. So we're going to see a little bit of that. It's a ton of fun. But now we're going to be fighting Rusty. Amber, I believe that you were told to ask me about Rusty. Would you like to do that?
Yeah, I was told to ask you about Rusty. What's the deal with Rusty?
What's the deal with Rusty indeed? That's the question of most of this game. So Rusty, V4 Rusty, is a member of the Vespers. Like I said, the Vespers use a lot of energy weapons. They have a lot of direct damage, or directed energy weapons. They deal a lot of damage, and they tend to be very tech heavy. But you can see that where most of the energy flares, like the engine flares from the Vespers, tend to be blue, Rusty's are orange. And Rusty's using bullet weapons. Like he has that big laser slicer, which one of my favorite weapons in this whole game. But he's like really aggressive. His build is very lightweight, which is my favorite kind of build in this game. And he uses bullet weapons. Like he doesn't seem like one of the Vespers. Nudge, nudge, hint, hint. Rusty is maybe the best character in this game. He is a bright light. Sorry, buddy.
Destroyed. Concluding.
It's okay. We get to play as him next.
We get to play as him next. He's not dead. He has terminal armor. It's fine.
Yeah, for anyone who has just joined, we are doing the arena from bottom to top. So like lowest rank to highest rank. And we started with the basic like starting model of an armor core. And every time we defeat the next rank, we take that machine build and use it to do the next fight in order. So it's if you've ever played Pokemon Gens 3 through 5 and ever played the Battle Factory mode of the Battle Frontier, it is exactly that.
Yes, it's a bit of a meal of a concept. I very much understand that, but it's a ton of fun. Like it's so great. But yeah, so Rusty is very much sorry, I just looked at DM, it's very funny. Rusty is like a light in the darkness in this game. Everybody in the story uses you to their own ends, and Rusty is the only person who's like, hey, heads up. Everybody's trying to use you to their own ends. And he's very important for the first two endings of the game. You kind of choose between them at the end. And you either, fun fact, side with him or don't. This game is very morally complex. It doesn't really have any good options or bad options. It just does have options. I mean, trying to side with the corporations is a bad option, but you don't get to do that. So we're all cool here. But he also has this weapon, which is my favorite in the game. Look at that. Look at that anime nonsense. He just spins around. It's so much fun. Steel Haze, this machine, one of my favorite presets in the whole game. Like, it's so fast. I love zooming around in this game. It has light weapons, but they deal a lot of punch. It's so good. I cannot profess my love for Steel Haze enough. But unfortunately, we have to put Steel Haze away because we are going to be now taking Milktooth, maybe one of the most uncomfortable names for an AC in this game.
Yeah.
What is it? Hey, FromSoft, why is it Milktooth? I get that Brute has like a bunch of weirdness to him, that he's like very psychological, that he doesn't fit in RAD, which he is technically a part of, because he just like took an AC and dipped. Why is it called Milktooth? Anyway, we're gonna be fighting.
At least it's not Moist Tooth or something.
You know what? That would be worse, I think. We're gonna be fighting G2 Nile in Deep Down. So this is the second in command of the Red Guns. You fight him, I think, exclusively in New Game Plus. But he is another missile-focused build. So he has this linear rifle, which you can see that he is charging up now. I'm going to wait for him to use it and dodge. Never mind. He's just going to sit there on it. Fun. The moment that I'm like, oh, never mind, he pulled it out. So I'm going to hit him with the... I was going to hit him with the Morley, and then he pulled out the shield, because the NPCs in this game love to make fun of me. But you can see here we have that we have the chainsaw again. I'm not going to try it against Nile because Nile is a lot better at dodging than the NPC right at the beginning is. But I am going to hit him with the chainsaw. Oh my gosh, he staggered me out of it with a missile that he fired like a minute ago. That was amazing. Good job, buddy. Saved you for like 2 seconds. Like I said, chainsaw does huge direct damage, so you saw that like a third of his health just vanished. It's a ton of fun. The Morley, the spread bazooka, I really love, even though I feel like there are just better options in the game. There's weirdly a lot of characters that use it in like presets. Like weirdly a lot. Not ones that you would think either. But we are done with Nile. We are going to go into V2 Snail. Now, Snail is going to be a character that you will meet very early on in the game, and you will encounter very frequently. Snail is the worst. Snail is a jerk. Like Rusty tells you, hey, they're using you to their own ends. Snail's the one who's doing it most of the time. He has open contempt for you. He sucks. Unfortunately, his build is actually pretty schnasty. Like, he kind of schmoovin' with it. He uses a lot of weapons that I really like. So this is the later version of Snail, not the one that shows up in the Ice Worm fight, for those who know. And he is going to try to hit us with the Laser Lance. So the Laser Lance is very cool, and it can catch enemies off guard very easily, which is why... Hey, get kicked, idiot. Which is why I'm going to try to be pretty observant for it. Like that. Oh, this guy sucks. Like, I say that I'm going to try to be observant for it, and then he immediately hits me with that.
It's like you thought.
He's also got the stun needle on his right, which is a thing. It's like a story weapon that's very good. Continues to be very good. Eat it, Snail. And then he has like a little lightning launcher in his right hand. That is neat.
Well done.
Get absolutely destroyed. Snail gives you a lot of problems, a lot. Again, most of the enemies in this, like with few exception, can decide to just run away with it if they want to. The AI in this, only a couple of the AIs are very consistent. There are very specific fights where you can like kind of manipulate the AI to do what you want to. Otherwise, they're just gonna kind of do what they're gonna do, and you gotta deal with it. But speaking of dealing with it, this is another fight that can kind of go either way. So this is Chartreuse. Chartreuse is an independent mercenary, and she uses what is called the gunboat. She has a flying tank, and she uses massive weapons on both sides, and it is usually a problem. So to close distance, we're going to ignore that shot, and we're going to pull that out, and what do you know? The Laser Lance does it again. Laser Lance, like another one of my favorite melee weapons in this game. All of the melee weapons are pretty cool. The Laser Lance is like probably the flashiest one that you just like. I mean, it's a Laser Lance. What more can I say about it that hasn't been said? Oh, speaking of hasn't been said, Lordy, what are you doing? Like I said,
I like that my health is in the red.
Oh, it's really great. Chartreuse can kind of dumpster you with damage. It's really good in the next fight. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that when you say can really dumpster you with damage, you weren't kidding. Just deletes most of the health bar. Why not?
Just boom. So that's why we try to really close the distance with her using Snail. Snail's AC is not super fast, is kind of the thing. So it's really good that he has the laser lance that allows us to try to close very early. She likes to float away though. Most enemies will like try to charge at you early if you try to do it to them. Good Lord. Lady, please, I beg of you. Listen, I believe in women's rights and women's wrongs, and you're doing one of those right now.
Oh my god.
There we go. And then hit her with the stun needle. Okay, so that's a combo that does a good amount of damage right off the bat. Most of my stuff's on cooldown right now because I comboed her. That's kind of the risk you...
That was like the polar inverse of the last attempt at the fight.
So remember that thing that I said about how if the NPCs decide to ruin your day, they're just going to do it. And if they decide that it's going to be a dog walk for you, they're just going to lay down and die. I don't think that I could have shown that better, frankly. That was pretty good. Shout outs to in the chat, the pile bunker. An incredible weapon, very polarizing weapon. A weapon that we will not see in this. The only build that uses the pile bunker, that uses the bunk, is in analysis. I will say that I haven't been rejected or accepted for it, but I did submit analysis mode as an incentive for AGDQ. It is like, the estimate's 30 minutes, so I don't have high hopes for that getting accepted by Games Committee. That's like a big ask. But if we do get to see that at GDQ, it would be so cool because, like I said, analysis is where all the hard stuff is. But this is Father Dolmayan. So Thumb Dolmayan here has one of my favorite builds in this game, frankly. Oh my gosh, and he is dodging all of my stuff. My god. Please don't do that. I beg of you. But he has a very neat build. Like I said, I love the weapon bay builds. He has a double weapon bay build. And we just dumpstered half of his health by hitting him with our two like rocket weapons. Oh my gosh. Hey, please don't. There we go. I thought he was going to get saucy with us at the end there. Yeah, Chartreuse, I didn't really mention what she has. She has 2 laser shotguns on either side, and then she has 2 rocket launchers on either side. So it's really easy to just use the right side, build up a ton of ACS strain on the enemy, and then just dumpster them with the left side. That's pretty much what happened to me when I died against her. But it's fine. We are, however, getting to the end of this. We're in the last few fights, so we're going to take Thumb Dolmayan's build here. Ashtik, I think is how it's pronounced. Ashtik? It's hard to pronounce, but Ashtik. I'm just going to go with that. Very cool build. King here is going to try to artillery us to death, and what we're going to try to do is not let him do that. So we have a sideboard rocket launcher there, and then, yeah, keep trying it. So we're going to hit him with that, and then we're going to hit him with a napalm launcher on the left shoulder every now and again. We're going to hit him with the Ransetsu, and we've got... I lost track of which weapon I had where there. Okay, there we go. And then we swap and we hit him with the melee. There we go. Also, fun fact, Thumb Dolmayan, only person with a coral generator in the whole arena. So his explosions are red.
Well done.
It's very pretty and very cool and very horrifying if you know the story of this game. Coral might be people. I didn't say that. That's a spoiler. It's not a good spoiler. It's literally like you start the game and it's like, hey, I think coral might be people. And they're like, what are you talking about? Don't bring that up. But we are going to take King's build here, Aster Crown. And Aster Crown, like I said, kind of a gunboat build. It has a huge shield on the left side that actually, unlike most shields in this game where they have a parry window, as soon as you open them up, he actually has a, it gets stronger as it is deployed. So we're going to leave that open pretty much as we can, which means that we're not going to be using our right-hand weapon or our left-hand weapon very much. That's okay, because we have a pretty good weapon on the left, this pistol called the Sampu. Sampus are very lightweight, very neat. How did you unlock me? Oh my gosh. And we're going to be charging up our laser battery on the right for whenever we get this ACS, and boom. Good half of his health there. So now I'm going to focus a little more on offense, because my shield has taken barely any. There it goes.
Yeah, there we go.
We're going to walk right up to him and explode. And that's why the explosion's really good. It just chunked off Liger Tail here. I forgot to even mention his build. Just chunked off a huge amount of ACS from Liger Tail and allowed us to just explode him. But we are on to our last fight already. I know, it's only been, what, 54-ish minutes of me yapping? 55?
Something about that. Something around there.
Something like that. Something like that. You've heard my voice enough. But you're going to hear it for a little bit more, because we are going to be taking generally one of the neatest builds in this game, just from concept, Liger Tail. This is a quad AC that is it's not super heavy, not super light, like it's a good midweight. It has maybe the most fun weapon in the game, which is the Gatling gun. You can get 4 Gatling guns in this game. Whew. Shoutouts to Pumpkin Spice Latte, who I convinced to play this game, who has a build called Catharsis that's just 4 Gatling guns. Very good build name. But he's also got the Songbirds on the left shoulder, as you see there. He's got a nice missile launcher on the right, the spread missile launcher, and that is going to let us hit him with the grenade spreader, I think it's called, the explosion thrower on our left hand. And Locksmith here, this is the leader of the Vespers, and his build's kind of not great. Like, all things told, he's kind of a don't dumpster me while I'm trying to talk about how your build's not that great. That's really rude, actually. There we go.
Okay.
Kind of a time, by the way. Sorry, time. I was not prepared to say what that was. But master of none, jack of all trades. But that is it. We are #1 ranked in the arena now. We have just defeated V1 of the Vespers as G1 of the Red Guns. That is everything in this category. I hope that you've enjoyed. Frankly, this is so much fun to run. If you have played this game and you think that this is very neat, give it a try. Like, you don't even need to time yourself. Speedrunning should be fun. Give it a shot. And I look forward to seeing you at both Fast Pace for Pride and Awesome Games Done Quick, where I'm going to be showing this off with some commentation and some donation and domination. There we go. That's another shun word. But I think that's going to be just about it from me. I guess final shout outs. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to shout outs to my mom, who hopefully is still awake. She is my biggest fan, always has been, my biggest supporter. Shout outs to all of my friends who've gotten me to this point. And shout outs to speedrunning, which should be fun. Amber, take it away.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing that run, Pride. That was super cool. The fact that this is a category of your own creation and you used really fun rules instead of just going with I'm going to do the OP thing and just do the same strategy over and over and over again for like an hour. I think that is super cool and is what Passion Project is all about. If y'all want to catch the run again on Fast Pace for Pride, that's going to be the Saturday at about 4 p.m., just about 4 p.m. on the Saturday, November 29th. And again, this was a preview show for Fast Pace for Pride, which is a grassroots marathon hosted by the Fast Pace Events team. It's running from 3 days, Friday, November 28th through Sunday, November 30th, starting at 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. roughly every single day. Definitely check that out. Huge thanks to all the runners who appeared today. And thank all of you here for being tonight. Thank all of you for being here tonight.
Thank all of you for being here tonight. Thank
God
yourselves.
bless it.
Hey,
Please.
thank yourselves. You did good work today. You listened to me yap for an hour. You get a drink of something that is going to refresh you.
Yes, like please look after yourselves and your loved ones. Drink some water, stretch your legs, eat a snack, take your medication or your vitamins if you need to, and remember that you are valid, you deserve the best, and the world is a better place with you in it. I will be back in 2 weeks on Friday, November 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern, literally immediately after Fast Pace for Pride Day 1 wraps up, over on Fast Pace Events Twitch channel. If you want to go follow Fast Pace Events, go to fastpaceevents.com. You'll find their Twitch channel there. But we'll be joined with we'll be doing a Friendsgiving episode of Passion Project as we're joined by Pippi in a Top Hat and Gymnast86 for a Zelda Skyward Sword co-op randomizer because friendship makes everything better, including speedrunning. So if you missed out on Fast Travel or Passion Project earlier tonight, stay tuned as we replay both shows after this, and you should tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for the start of our 2-day Marble Roller Marathon. Again, I've been Amber Cypher, and please take care of yourselves. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.